Yeah, welcome people once again to the Blue Stand. We're here tonight for the Chelsea Fulham reaction. We're going to talk about the game, name our, give our ratings for the players, and we're going to discuss Graham Potter. We're going to discuss Graham Potter. Is he the right man to take us forward? A lot of fans are coming into the conclusion that he's not the right manager. Me, I've been saying it all the time. It just Graham Potter, from the day he came in, it didn't feel right for me. It just doesn't feel right. He's not the manager for me. But anyway, I'm going to welcome Hassan and Deals, who are here as well at the moment. Hassan, hello.
Yeah. How's everyone doing? Thanks for having me on it.
Big up Hassan, bro.
Yeah, big up Deals and Hassan. Yeah, so we're going to talk about the game, of course, about everything. We give up ratings as well after when the others come on as well. Hassan, what's your take on yesterday? What did you feel?
I thought defensively we were solid. I think Potter set us up to neutralize Fulham, and bringing on Enzo on his debut today actually made sense because we actually don't have a six now that we sold Jorginho. So I think it's a good idea for Bowley and everything to rush the paperwork and bring him in as soon as we can. I thought he actually, for a matter of fact, statistically as well, Enzo has matched Jorginho's best game this season on his first game, and I thought he was probably the best player besides Badiashile and Silva. I thought he was my man of the match. It's just a shame, really. It's the same culprits that let the players down, let the teams down. I feel like Mount had a poor game. I feel like for me, right, believe it or not, Mason Mount has actually got more career appearances than Kylian Mbappe, and Kylian Mbappe started football in a top flight at 16 years old. It goes to show that Mount has been heavily overplayed. And for me, I think he's not at the right place at the moment. He definitely needs to get dropped. I think he's like, I just checked the career appearances. He's not far off Ron Harris. He's only 40 appearances away from matching Fabregas, who's been here 5 years at the club. And this is like what, Mason Mount's third year.
Yeah.
He's been heavily overplayed. I believe his head's gone at this club, and the old Mason Mount, as you saw yesterday, he didn't drop deep to help, did he? He didn't give the passing options that he used to give.
No, that's so
he's been quite poor.
Yeah.
And also, for me, right, Havertz has also been poor for me. I think he needs to fix up as well, but I do believe that he's also going to Bayern. My question mark is I don't think Ziyech should have played yesterday, not after the whole hustle. For me,
Yeah,
it's just too like political. Like you can't bring back a player after a
yeah,
deal's been collapsed and expect him to play. Not like that. Not when his head's not in the right place of mind. But
yep,
onto the
yeah,
positives. The new
yeah,
subs, Madueke, fantastic
mm,
player, man. Direct
yeah,
dribbler. He gave what Hudson-Odoi used to give, but a lot better. Fofana almost scored a goal, a beautiful one. If that was
yeah.
Messi, it would have been all
Oh
over
yeah,
the headlines. That
oh
was also a
yes,
gorgeous one.
true.
Sterling, Sterling did what Sterling does best. He's an experienced forward, and I thought he also played well.
Mm,
It's just the same old coupler, really, for me. Graham Potter,
yeah,
I'm not gonna lie to you. 2 months ago, I'd never rated him. I never wanted him here. He's our
no,
manager for me. I
yeah,
have to back him. I have to back him for me. The
yeah.
hardest part of the
But
rebuild is
how
the
long
start of the rebuild. It's very,
how
very
long?
difficult. No
Yeah,
one's, no top manager.
yeah. I mean, Hassan, how long would you back Potter? How long for if with the same results? You know, say we go and draw West Ham, or lose to West Ham next. You're gonna still back Potter.
For me, right? The thing is, I've always said this, right? The hardest
Mm,
part of the rebuild is right at the start, and I believe that no top manager would have taken the job right at the start with Chelsea. I think I think it's very, very difficult. This place is in a mess, and Bali, for the thing that the Bali and Bali has done, they had to restructure years worth of damage in a space of 6 months, which is why we've
yeah.
gone hard and is why we've spent 500, 600
Oh,
million bringing in staff,
sorry.
bringing in players. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, something happened. Oh, yeah, we're okay now. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, carry on, Hassan.
All right.
Yeah,
All right, as I was saying, right, Bali and Bali has done what they've done best, and they've spent
yeah,
600 million. They've built a squad. They've built a recruiting
exactly.
department, and
Yeah,
this many players that have came in. We've brought in 17 players. It's gonna take time to gel. It's gonna take time to get rid of the main players. For me, right, Chelsea should be, and based on the money, should be competing for top four after this season. This season for me is a write-off season. It's for the players to start gelling and stuff like that. If Potter does not get top four next season, there's no excuses. We can't really defend him. He's got the players that he wanted. He wanted Enzo Fernandez. There's at all cost. Boli and Egbali has done a madness on deadline day
mm,
to go and bring him in for the last 2, 3 hours. He's got the players that he needs. He's got the recruiting department that he has. For me, he has to get top four next season, and the season after, we have to be competing for the league and Champions League.
yeah,
I think a top manager with the right recruiting department, the right money,
mm,
we will be
mm,
back in 2 years. But for me, this 6 months is a gelling phase. It's going to be very difficult. It's going to be like 15, 16 all over again. Bring in a new manager, let him gel or bring
mm,
and for me, it's already worse than 15, 16. It's just the signings that have made it somewhat decent, somewhat good. And hopefully, I like to see these new youngsters come in and do a job because I love these new youngsters. They're fresh, they're bright, they're sharp, they're direct. They really want to be here and challenge for that spot. I want to see Fofana, Madueke, Sterling, and Felix, and maybe even Mudryk. Next game, you got a
yeah,
stronger attack right there. We got enough tackers to drop both Mount and Havertz. I think they both
yeah,
need to be dropped. Conor
true.
Gallagher for me, I don't know, man. I think he's looking really, really struggling. Conor Gallagher. I don't think Chelsea's the right move for him, but it's going to be hard motivating him to leave because his boyhood club. He's
He
got
doesn't
Champions
want to
League
go.
football
Yeah,
here. It's going to be
mm,
very difficult to convince him to leave, and the only way
yeah,
he's gonna leave, and I don't want it to happen like this if he plays bad. I want him to turn around his form, but we're forcing Gallagher to play in that pivot, and he's more of an advanced player. And for me, I think he'll be going as long with Ziyech, Pulisic, and stuff like that. And I just can't. For me, yesterday, Defensively, I'm happy with. It's just a couple of players that need to be dropped for the next game. And for
Mm,
the Champions League, most definitely, they need to be dropped for us
yeah,
to progress.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Hassan, yeah, good words. Let's welcome Bobby as well. Bobby, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can. Big up, guys.
Big up to you. Yeah, Deals. What's your thoughts? I know a lot of your thoughts about yesterday, but you tell us now. We all calm down a bit. What's your thoughts on the game
Big
yesterday?
up, Nick. Big up, Hassan. Big up, Bobby. Um, Obviously, with the situation, how I see the situation, Potter's not analysed the mistakes from the last game we had with Fulham. He should have analysed the last mistakes, and the same mistakes happened again with this attack, right? With
Mm-hmm.
Havertz and Mason Mount, right? Performing very bad, and Gallagher. Three of them were very bad. Anzic as well. The whole attack was atrocious, right? And we had Enzo Fernandez that came in from not even one day. Yeah, one day he came in, right, and
Yeah.
created chances for these attackers. And what these attackers do? Let him down. Yeah, they let the team down, right? And
Mm.
that's what's shocking about it, right? They keep on showing bad performances. Why does Potter keep on praising bad performance all the time? It's
Mm.
annoying. It's annoying to see and watch. Like, obviously, we want to see our team do good, right? And Potter keeps on praising bad performances. It needs to stop. This needs to stop ASAP, right? Come West Ham, yeah, I want to see a new attack. Mudrick, Jao Felix, and who else? And Mudieke and Chukwuemeka. That's the four I want to see. Yeah, not this attack that's letting us down. Because if,
Yeah.
if we keep on praising bad performances, what happens? Right? Same old shit keeps on happening. Same old story. Right?
Mm.
There's not even a style of play, Nick. There's not even a
Yeah.
style of play. Right?
I know. Oh no. I'm gonna
Even
say
when we was
mine
winning
after
games as
you know.
well.
Yeah.
Even when we was winning games, there's no style of play.
No. I
Right?
know. I agree.
If we can't set a style of play, how are we
Yeah.
gonna get performances? Right?
Yeah.
And another thing as well, right? If you realize there's no togetherness, the team don't play like as a team. There's no togetherness, right?
Yeah.
Is that a sign, right? Is that a
Yeah.
sign that the players don't respect the manager? Is it because, yeah, the manager, yeah, lets the players walk over him? That's
Mm.
that's not a good sign, right? The manager needs to be more ruthless about situations, right?
That's
If
a
we ain't
problem.
ruthless
Yeah.
about
Go on.
situations, we're not getting nowhere. And I'm being clear, and
Yeah.
broad daylight clear, right?
Yeah. It's true
We
though.
spend the
Yeah.
money, and another thing as well, yeah, Nick, yeah, our board has spent a lot of money in January, right? Do you think that they're gonna want to watch this shit? Yeah, carry
Oh.
on. No, no, no. Hell, fucking no.
Well,
Hell
we
to the
saw.
no.
We
Right?
saw. You saw Bowley's expression in the stand
They
yesterday.
sacked. They
You know.
sacked
You see
Tuchel,
his
right?
face.
They sacked Tuchel, right? For what?
Yeah.
For what reasons do they sack Tuchel for? What reasons? Because is it because they saw the performances on the pitch, right? Which the players were performing bad, right? That's
Yeah.
that's another thing, right? They watched. They sacked Tuchel, right? A world class manager for unproven manager. What the fuck, right? And
Yeah.
now we're paying the cost because of it. That's
That's
my
true.
thoughts on things.
Yeah. I'll come back to you. Yeah. Welcome, King, as well. Um, before I come to you, King, I'll go to Bobby, then I'll come to you. Yeah, I'm just getting all your thoughts about yesterday. Now we've calmed down a bit.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, go on, Bobby. Yeah,
The first thing I'll say is that the presence of Hansi Flick in the director's box should be a
yeah,
very,
yeah,
very stern warning to Mr. Potter.
100%,
Um,
100%, Bobby. Bobby,
he,
Bobby, can I ask you a question? Do you
yeah,
believe that he was there because to watch Guy Havertz? Because we do know that he's a German manager.
yeah,
mm,
he's the German manager, but I mean, how often do you see German managers go to a club just to watch one player when you don't have a game coming up?
True. Yeah.
Facts.
You
Facts.
know, he's there. He was there as a clear guest. You know, hobnobbing it with Paul Winstanley and Stuart Lawrence. So that is a warning to Mr. Potter. You know, these guys aren't playing games. Potter made a lot of mistakes yesterday, but
Mm.
one thing we have to acknowledge is one that there's a load of new players who aren't used to playing with each other. We had Enzo playing for the first time after less than a day's training, and it's going to take time for this team to gel correctly. Absolutely, lots of injuries coming back as it showed. Reece James, you could clearly see he's still coming back from injury, couldn't play a full game. Chilwell, well, you could see that as well with him. So it's going to take time. What upsets me is some of this guy's decision making. Um, I think certainly when João Felix is free to play, and we're going to need him against West Ham because I've just watched them. They're so physical, and they're quite a good. They are a good team. And I'm looking at Declan Rice saying, "Crikey, I'll have that in the midfield with Enzo any day." But you know, but what he really needs to do against in the next game is drop Mount to the bench, drop Gallagher for Ruben if he's fit, although I doubt he is. He didn't even appear on the bench against Fulham. But I feel a bit sorry for Gallagher. He did well in terms of what he could do. He played a little bit of the destroyer role, but he didn't have the technical ability to be able to be effective going forward. In fact, every time the ball got to him, Mount and Havertz, the attack broke down. That's what disappointed me more than anything. The weakness, particularly of Mount, you know, they come behind him. He was constantly getting bowled over. I hate seeing that in a player. You don't really need to be particularly big to be strong. Enzo, you see him, he's not particularly big, but he's strong. You don't just push him around any way, which way you want. And that, you know, and that's partly what the problem is. His passing is weak, his long range passing is weak. And I think this guy needs to have a rest. He's been made to feel he's all that, and he's not all that. Havertz played better when Fofana came on because there was a striker ahead of him. So that taught me a lot about Havertz's game. I'm like, okay, he's not meant to be that main striker for sure. And Fofana shows that he's going to be an excellent player. But my concern is he going to be developed in the way he should by Graham Potter? You know, it's a strange situation. We have to win. The club is being rebuilt in the season. You know, this sort of rebuild usually takes place in the summer, and then they have pre-season and they have time to get together and so on. So this is happening now where we need wins. So that's why fans are anxious about it. Um, by the way, I've posted something about Mr. Klopp. Please focus on your team and your misfiring £100 million striker
Facts.
rather than flipping
Facts.
criticizing Chelsea's transfer market. You know, the guy is he's a fool. He's trying to deflect things and he's got problems that he should be talking about, not about Chelsea.
And he's got Pep had it as well, Bob. You know.
Well, to be fair, Pep did try and say, look, it's not his business.
Yeah,
And
but you still had a moan about all the money we spend.
yeah, he had a moan, but Pep is a
He's not
bigger
like
guy.
Klopp. Klopp is absolutely jealous. You can see it in his face. He
Yeah,
hates us. You know that anyway.
I didn't
But
find
yeah,
what Pep said as malicious as what
he didn't say not like
Potter
Klopp, but I just said he
Klopp
has a
said.
little moan as well.
Yeah. So yeah, we've got a lot to do. I mean, against
Yeah,
West Ham, you know, we need to. I think we have to give Thiago a rest, and we've got to put Koulibaly with Badiashile. in the middle, because they're going to be very physical, and I don't want Silva hurt at all because we got Dortmund 4 days later.
Yeah, we're playing Dortmund. Yep. Yeah. So it's right to Potter gets the selection correct.
Yeah,
Let's see. So far, he gets it wrong again yesterday. I'll say what I say after you, Bobby.
yeah. I mean,
Uh,
to be fair to him, his mitigating circumstance is the injury
yeah,
situation. I mean, it's terrible. It really is. It's. He doesn't know whether he's coming or going. He doesn't know who he has, who he hasn't. And bringing guys back from injury, it takes time. I mean,
yeah,
James didn't have the best of games. You could see he's coming back. So he does have that problem. But in a way, what annoys me is that he's putting faith in these guys and they're letting him down something terrible. Mount had a cross to Havertz, and Havertz should have put it away. But really, I mean, that's all he did. It's not enough. It's not enough to run around anymore. People want to see you perform, not just go chasing up and down as if it's not good enough, really.
yeah. No, it's not. It's not at all. Oh, yesterday I was really upset. We said it before the game. We were doing the preview. We said, well, we have to win this game. And we were thinking, is Enzo going to have his work permit? He did not. He did, and he started. And he was the only good player for us, really, with Thiago Silva and Rhys James.
No,
Rhys James.
Badiashile, wow.
Badiashile, yeah. But, for Badiashile, he's improving every game. He had a great performance.
No, he's a Rolls Royce, that player.
Yeah, he is. And for me, it's Potter. The problem is Potter. He's not I said it, and I'll say it again, he's not the manager for this club. Even Frank Leboeuf came out and said it today. Graham Potter is not the man to take this club forward. He goes, he can't believe what he's seen on that pitch. And, I don't blame him because I feel the same. We said we give him the season. All right. We give him, let's say we finish 10th. I don't care. We finish 10th. But next season, I expect to win the league. Nothing less. And if he starts the season, if he gets that far, he could well go before. That won't surprise me if we get rid of him, during this season. It won't surprise me a bit.
If he doesn't show signs of some sort of improvement, and we end up seeing Hansi Flick in the summer, I won't shed a tear. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, I'm not shedding any tears. He's not the right man. I don't hate the guy. That's a problem with Potter. He's too soft, quiet, likable, but that's not good for Chelsea. You got all these players. You need a tough man to take charge. He ain't the right one. No way. Nowhere. He's not, and I don't think he will last. But I said I'll give him to next season. That's early next season. But if he carries on losing, like we got, look at our next games. West Ham next Saturday, 12:30 kickoff. That won't be easy. Dortmund following Wednesday away. Then we come back home to Southampton. If we lose or draw any of these games, he has to go. Before we play Tottenham, we got Tottenham as well at Tottenham after the Southampton game. That's the last game in February. But these 4 games are crucial. If he, for some miracle he wins, it's hard for me. I can't see him winning any of these next 4 games. Even Southampton, I'm worried about, which they're rock bottom. But they lost 3-0 to Brentford. But Brentford are playing good football. We are not. Yesterday, I must say the only players, like I said, pleased me was Maduki, Fofana, Batshuayi, of course, really played well. I think he's, Thiago Silva's influence is showing on him. Good. That's great to see. And Enzo, of course. But you can see Enzo, he looked lost. That's why I put that picture up. You see, I'll put it up again. he's going, what's going on here? He doesn't know who's playing next to him, who was helping him. No one. So the guy's he was confused. Looked confused at some points. Mason Mount again. Why are you playing Mason Mount? When you know he's not on form, he carries on. Same mistakes again. Then he plays, what's he do, Potter? He puts Mudryk, who the guy had a cold. He was ill. Just because Mudryk said to him, I want minutes, Potter plays him because the player said so, and Mason Mount says so, and that's what he does. Then you see his press conference after the game. He said, I had to take Mudryk off because he had a cold. Why you put him on for? This is not a proper manager, boys. He's not. The sooner he's gone, the better. I'm telling you.
Nick, the players ain't taking him serious, bro.
No.
The players don't take him serious.
No, they're doing what they want.
You look at the difference.
You see, Mudryk wanted to play. He said, I want to play, get minutes. Yeah, all right, son. Go ahead. Doesn't matter if you've got a cold. That won't affect your play. You see, he couldn't play because he was ill. And keep him on all that time. Then he realized half time to take him off, which, so many mistakes. Ziyech started well, actually. The guy, all these problems everyone talking about. He done this, he done that. We don't know exactly what went on. But, at least he showed, he wants to be here. He showed. For me, he was okay. Then he brings Sterling on, takes Ziyech off, brings Sterling, which Sterling, the last few games he's been bang out of form. He had one good moment, Sterling, that was it. When he dribbled a bit and nearly went through, but he didn't. That was the only moment he showed. We lost Ziyech. We lost any crosses. We lost the corners because Gallagher couldn't take one. Mason Mount, he wouldn't even try it because he knows he can't do it. Didn't even try to take one. So they left it to Gallagher and to Chilwell come on. So you see when Chilwell come on for the last, 10 minutes or so? He took the next corner in the last. Because we don't have players who could cross that ball. But Ziyech was there. If Ziyech was still playing in that second half, we could have had more chances and probably go and win. But Potter got it wrong. After the game, he said, I was happy because the players showed, the new players showed good, they were good. I was happy, the defense, they kept them Fulham out. It's like we're Fulham and they're Chelsea. We're playing against Chelsea. We're not Fulham, we're Chelsea. How can you say these things after is this a manager? No, for me, he's not. He's nowhere near. Even Frank Lampard was miles better. This guy is not for Chelsea. The sooner he goes, the better I'm going to feel because soon we're going to be protesting. When he goes and loses the next 4 games, if he does, you're going to see he's going to be out. I had enough of him already, really. Let's go. Welcome Gyro as well, sorry, King and Max. King, go ahead. I'll come to Gyro and Max after you. King? I can't hear you. Put your volume up a bit.
I have a little issue with my headphones. Can you hear me now?
Oh, just try it. Can it go up a bit?
Okay, maybe I'll check
that's you getting. His bed's getting better now.
Okay, you can hear me now.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. Oh, okay. How are you guys doing? Big up to you guys.
Yeah. Okay, we come down a bit, but still angry, very angry, really.
Yeah, it was frustrating. It was a frustrating game yesterday. It was hard to watch, but I'm not surprised it was right. I'm surprised about our performance.
Can't hear you, King. I've lost you.
Be like that.
Yeah, go on. I'm losing you again. I can't hear a word.
There was a point where I gave up on.
King, I can't hear. We can't hear you now. Can anyone hear King?
His
Graham
connection's
Potter.
gone.
It's just up and
Yeah,
Can you
down,
guys
mate.
hear
It's
me?
up and down.
yeah. You're up and
Come
down,
back in.
King. Go on and come back. I
Okay,
think
come
your
back.
connection is no
Mm,
something.
He's
Okay,
streaming.
yeah, it's a bit. Let's go to you, Gyro, till King sorts it out. Welcome, Gyro.
Yeah, big up Nick, big up
Big up.
King Black, big up everybody. Bobby Smokes, big up to you.
Yeah, big up, man.
Wow,
Yeah, go on, give us
tough,
your
tough,
version.
tough, tough, tough weekend. Tough weekend, tough weekend.
Yeah.
It's I man, that game was a hard watch. It was a very hard watch. It was a hard watch. As in, I felt bad for Enzo because
Mm,
it was like he was he was alone in it was Enzo Badiashile and Thiago Silva. It was just three of them, and it's quite unfortunate that they can't go and attack as much as they defend. Um, I I couldn't make much of Rhys James on that pitch. I would have preferred that he came in second half. I would have really preferred that he came in second half and Aspi started first half. I know possibly having him on the pitch actually made Fulham to be a bit more cautious, but as the game went on, he didn't really do much because I think he was still being very careful about stretching himself. So I was I don't know what happened to Mudrik. Uh, I just couldn't figure out what was going on that pitch. It's like Mudrik
mm,
has been beaten by the poison that is going on in the squad. I don't know. I
yeah.
don't know. But Mudrik was not in any was he was absent from the pitch, and
He was
uh,
ill. Gyro,
everything.
he was ill. He had a cold when he started. He was ill,
Yeah.
the guy.
So, well,
Yeah.
well. Um, it brings me down to my. I think now the transfer window is now closed. I think this is the opportunity for Graham Potter to really prove that he's a coach that can coach. He can actually coach Chelsea. I think
Mm,
this is the time to prove it. Um, it's not. I think this is the time for him to prove it because when I saw the selections yesterday, man, I was okay. I was okay with the midfield because the truth is there was no other person that would have come in to bench these lads. But I was concerned about the attack. Yes, Kai Havertz has been the starter. I remembered. I think I remembered Bobby Smokes said something about bringing in Datro for Fana. I don't know whether it was Bobby Smokes in one of our spaces, but
mm.
when I saw Datro play, I was like, this guy is hungry. He's hungry. This guy wants to play. Kai Havertz,
He
if
does.
can't make,
He's a natural striker. He just needs
yeah,
developing.
he just needs developing. See, if I played with Datro Fofana yesterday and I got a draw, I wouldn't feel bad. Honestly, I wouldn't have felt bad because
Yeah.
uh, it's I can make excuses for him, but for Kai Havertz, no,
Well,
no. Like, yeah, he had two chances, and yeah, the first miss Mason Mount gave to him, and he threw it away. And the
the one
second
he hit
chance
on
was
the post. Yeah.
when he struck the
The,
bar and all of that. As in, I know he's not a natural striker, but maybe in the next game, maybe he shouldn't play as a nine for Chelsea because I felt that truth yesterday. I felt him just for the little time he came up. He was very, very aggressive and he's physical. He's as physical as you expect for a striker to be. He's as physical as he can be. He's bold. He can move with the ball. So I just felt bad, and then I had concerns for those that were passing. The passes were not clicking. Like you can't give a complete. You can't give a. There was a pass that Sterling tried to give to Madueke, and you can't even put weight on a pass. I know it
Yeah.
might be I might be
Mm,
sounding a little bit emotional or being critical about little things. I know that we're not informed, but you cannot play a full game and you
mm,
it's like you can't. Enzo tried yesterday. He actually brought in a different pattern, but it was unfortunate that it's actually very clear that he needs a partner. I think we need a DM to partner with Enzo for him to be able to come up and be more creative up front, because the little things he tries to do, he still needs to stay back and protect the defense. He needs to stay back and protect the defense. There is no other person that can clean the ball. And from one of the little positives I saw about yesterday, I know a lot of people hate Gallagher because he feels like it, but I think Gallagher can play alongside Enzo, and he would learn a thing or two. I know that
yeah.
they are probably mates or something, but I think two of them. I mean, Enzo gave a through pass that created the chance that Kai Havertz missed. It was Gallagher that actually gave the through pass that Fofana missed. So I think,
Yeah.
yeah, both of them have a way of, they can actually learn from each other and probably complement each other. I don't want to talk about people like I don't know. I don't know, Nick. You saw the you. I see differently from how you play. I feel that Madueke should have started that game. I feel he
Yeah.
should have started.
Yeah,
I know that.
he was still. We had a code. He
No, no,
wanted
no. I
to
mean
start.
Madueke.
Yeah,
Madueke.
go on. Oh,
Yeah, I mean Madueke.
Matt Wookie, yes.
He should have.
When he came on, he was good. Yeah, of
Yeah,
course. I thought he might start.
yeah. So
Fofana cross started because Havertz has been out of form. You know,
yes. So
when they came on. Yeah, go on, carry on.
well, I can't really
Yeah.
blame. Nothing much to really blame because it's the first game after 2 weeks. It's
Well, we have.
expected that
Yeah.
that the I mean, the coach could have
Let
actually
me
hit
ask you. Let me ask you.
performance from 20.
Don't you? Let me ask you something.
Okay.
Don't you blame Potter for playing Mudrik when he's ill? When he knows he's ill, he knew he had a cold and he played it because Mudrik said to him, "I want to play." When Mason Mount says, "I want to play," he plays him. Is this the manager to take us forward?
The truth is this, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Go on.
This, for this game, I only feel sad that we didn't win, which I think no matter the circumstances, we should have won that game. We should have won that game. That's the only thing I feel. But in terms of the selection, um, when I'm trying to look at the strength of the lineup and possibly who would be
Mm,
able to play, I
yeah.
would I would have still picked Mudrik. Um,
Mm.
I would have still
Even
picked
when,
Mudrik.
even if you know he's ill.
No, 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 no. I didn't. That
Yeah, that's
illness.
what I'm saying. That's what Graham Potter said after the game. I had to take Mudrik off because he was ill.
Yes,
He
I
had a
heard that.
cold before the
I feel,
game.
I feel he's covering up for the fact that Mudrik did not play well. I don't think.
No, no, no. He had a cold. That's 100%. The guy
Uh,
was ill. Yeah, he's not covering up. He's not just that mistake. Look, we have to be honest. He plays Mason Mount when he's still out of form. Carl Havertz is, play him, but he can't be that number 9 or false 9, whatever. He can't score. So, and you freeze out Aubameyang completely. The only real striker you have. Look, Potter is not the guy. He's going to be going soon. I'm telling you, he'll be gone
well,
soon.
I would
Yeah.
like I would like to see what he does with the next game against West Ham,
Okay.
because
Yeah.
at least I expect Mason Mount to be benched for the next game because Felix is going to be available.
Yeah, Felix will be back.
I
Yeah, that's a good thing.
expect a front. I don't know, maybe when the time comes, but I expect Mudrik, Felix, and Madueke to play, or Mudrik, Felix, and Sterling to play. But I know that with Sterling,
Mm,
with Felix coming into that team, he would really help Enzo to express himself,
yeah.
because Enzo needs somebody that can move with
Oh
the
yeah.
ball. Yeah, so we then the other thing is we still need. I just hope that I hope that what's the name of this guy? Zachariah gets fit.
Zakaria. Yeah, yeah. Let's
Can-
hope he does. Yeah.
So that midfield three of Zachariah, Enzo, and
County.
Felix. No, Felix will do
Oh
for
yeah.
me.
All right. When County comes back, it'd be
But,
competition.
mm,
Yeah,
yeah,
it'd be good. Be good. But yeah, like you said, Zach. I don't know if Zakaria be available again. That's the thing. We're gonna see. Yeah. Go on, carry on. Sorry, Jaro. Yeah.
I think I've pretty much said the truth is that it's a sad thing that we didn't get a win yesterday. It
But
wasn't.
the problem is, Gyro, the problem is we say this every time we play after the game. We should have won. We're sad because we should have won. But we didn't play that great, really, against Fulham. Fulham are not Barcelona or Real Madrid, and they stopped us from playing completely, you know. I know they're on form, Fulham, but we should be beating Fulham at home. That's a fact. You know, I'm very upset. If you can't beat Fulham, I can't see him going. I can't see it happen. Going to West Ham next Saturday and winning, and there won't be no excuses next week because he's going to have the new players available when Felix available. So if you have these players available, you have to get your tactics right. That's the thing. Yeah, yeah. That's why. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard for me. You know, I said it from the beginning since he came, Potter. He's not the guy for me. No one here. I won't be shocked if he goes, in Monday morning even. But I don't know. I don't think he will. But he won't be long for him if he doesn't get results.
Nick,
Yeah, yeah.
you know Stav's arguing with someone right now on the show.
Who?
Stav's arguing with
What's
someone.
that? Say again.
Stav, you know Stav?
Star.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Where?
He's arguing on the blue cloud. He's on the blue cloud right now.
He's gone there on the blue lounge, has he? Good luck to
The
him.
blue the blue cloud. The blue cloud.
A blue cloud I haven't heard about. I don't know what the blue cloud is. Blue lounge or blue
OG's
cloud?
friend. He's on OG's friend's show apparently.
Oh, I don't know anyway. Yeah, let's yeah. I don't know. Yeah, he likes to argue. Let him argue. Yeah, let's go to you, Max. Before I go to Odu. Welcome, Odu. I'll see you here. I'll come to you after Max.
Yeah. Hi, guys.
Yeah, go ahead, Max. What's your version?
Yeah. I hope everyone's well.
Yeah, big up to you. Yeah.
Yeah. First of all, we have to earn the right to beat anybody. We shouldn't expect to come and say, yeah, it's Fulham, we've got to beat them. We need to earn the right to beat any team. Fulham played well. Let's get that. They're a well-organised team. They are managed quite well. Fair play to their manager for what he's done with them. Defensively, it's sound. From the last time they were in the Premier League, they've got a very good midfield and decent going forward. So we need to learn how to play as a unit. We've got in a few players now, some new players, so we need to know how to gel. The issue is for me is the goal scoring. We've only scored 22 goals in 21 games, and that's not like Chelsea. We've scored. There's only 7 teams in the division who've scored less goals than we have this season. Even the likes of Leeds and teams like that have scored more than us. We can't rely on Kai Havertz to play as our number 9. We just can't do it. He needs to play. And I heard that the worst thing is I heard that David Fofana may be going to Galatasaray. Really?
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah,
That
that's
is
Deals was
ridiculous.
saying, yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous. They're talking about him going on a 1.5 year deal. If anyone
They
You know
were-
wants to
whose
say, I
plan that
prefer
is, though, Max. You know
Yeah,
whose plan
go
that
on.
is. The
Whose?
board and Potters.
You
Yeah.
know
Both of
what?
them.
They should send Havertz to Galatasaray, keep Fofana.
Yeah,
You know,
crazy, isn't it? Really?
it's
Oh,
ridiculous because
yeah,
I
yeah.
agree. I agree
Oh,
with what he was just talking. Was it Edu was just talking a minute ago before me?
Gyro.
Yeah, or Gyro. Sorry, I agree with what Gyro was saying. Sorry,
Yeah.
he showed more in that 15-minute spell than any of our others. He had hunger, he had desire, the composure. It's just wish he had put a bit more power on that shot, but the composure to
Mm.
round the goalkeeper, put
Yeah.
Diop on his backside, and it's just the finish that was lacked.
I don't
But he was
understand why.
harry.
Yeah, go on. Sorry, Max.
This guy was harrying, chasing. He looked
Yeah,
hungry. You
he
know,
was
he
great,
gave us
man.
a focal point.
All
Yeah,
the new players were good. Maduki, him,
yeah,
and of course Enzo. They were great, but it's a team. The tactics.
yeah.
Yeah,
Madueke was good when he came on.
really good. Yeah.
For the positives, let's go at the back. I thought
Mm.
Badia Shield, what a find! It's a bit. Feel sorry for him that he's not in the Champions League squad.
Yeah,
Obviously,
I
we
don't
couldn't find a
understand
place
that
for him.
either.
But
Yeah.
him and Silva are forming a great partnership, and that's our third clean sheet in a row. So now we're not losing easy goals, and Kepa had one real save to make. So
Mm.
we're defensively we're looking a lot more solid, but it's once we get the ball. I know, as I said, there's a few new players in there, but I'd have liked to see more. Because remember, when you think about it, we only had 2 new players out there on yesterday. We had Fernandez and Mudric, so could have making his full debut. Those were the
Yeah.
only 2 new players. Well, you can't even. I'd just say Fernandez actually, because the reason being is
Mediake.
Madueke, yeah. But what I'm saying is Potter had 2 weeks to work with these players.
Mm.
When did Madueke sign again? I can't remember when he came in. Did he come in about a week ago?
Yeah, maybe a bit longer. I think.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
bit longer.
he
Yeah,
was one of the
yeah.
first.
He
Yeah.
was. Yeah, that's the thing I'm saying is you got 2 weeks on the training ground. Remember, we didn't have an FA Cup game last week, so you had 2 weeks solid to work with these players.
Yeah.
And try to implement your ideas. Okay, I said it's not going to happen overnight, but you'd have liked to have seen more better play in possession today than what we were witnessing, because in possession we were just poor. You know, he's got to make the difficult decisions. I'm sorry, Mason Mount has to be dropped. The guy is in no sort of form whatsoever. So he needs to go. Not go. He just needs to sit on the bench for a little while
Yeah.
until he finds his form. We've got Chukwuemeka, who I
That's
think
what I
had a
said.
better understanding. Yeah, Chukwuemeka has to play until Mount. You know, give Mount a bit of a break, a bit of a rest. Let him sit on the bench a while, stew on the bench. When he comes back, then he may come back with a little fire in his belly. But at the moment, not sure if it's a confidence thing or something, but he's not doing it. You know, as I said, Kai Havertz, he said he's not a striker, and we can see that he's not a striker. Even at 1-0 at the post, I think he should have scored. Should have
Should
done
have
better with that one.
scored. Should have
Yeah.
scored.
And
Yeah.
he's holding us back. Not having a strike as centre forward is holding us back, because 22 goals. We could end up the season. We could end up the whole season scoring less goals than Erling Haaland in the whole season.
Yeah.
You know, I just don't see where the goals are coming from.
No. Why is Aubameyang not even in the squad?
I don't know what's going on behind the scenes with
I don't think
Aubameyang.
Porro
I don't know
really.
what's.
I
And
don't know what's going on. Yeah, but
the fact is,
Yeah.
you know, he's not been having in the best of form, but now we've got some attacking players in there. He is a striker, and he does know where the goal is. So to leave him out altogether, that says something. And then if you know that Fofana is going to go on loan, if they were going to put him out on loan, you know, what does it do for the morale of
Yes.
Aubameyang to not have him in the squad? And that's the problem issue. Now he's going to come back into the squad thinking, I'm not really wanted in this team. Is he going to be in the right frame of mind? Probably not. And
yeah, I want to ask you, so what do you think? What do you think about Polo's comments after the match about Mudryk being ill? He knew he was ill, and he said, Polo said, "I took Mudryk off because he was ill." Why you start him when you know
It's
he's
bollocks. It's bollocks, Nick.
Yeah,
It's bollocks. He knew he was ill, blood.
yeah, he knew. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, go
the
on,
thing
Max.
is,
Yeah,
managers. I saw him being interviewed Friday morning, and he said it's up to him to make the difficult decisions and to balance the squad. Difficult decisions is, things like dropping out of form players and being strong enough to say, mate, I know you want to play. You're not well enough. I'm going to put Mayuiki on because he's fit and he's not. He's ready to go. So I can't play you if you're not 100% fit. The guy was a shadow of himself. That from what we saw against Liverpool this yesterday, and he was just. You could see he wasn't well in his performance. He was just lethargic, wasn't in the game. And what you do after 15, 20 minutes, you can see, okay, this guy's not well enough. Take him off after 15 minutes. I don't care. Those are the decisions that you've got to make.
exactly.
And
Sorry, Max. Go ahead.
And what I'd have liked to have seen, because the crowd were on a high. We just made these fantastic signings in the transfer market. The feel-good factor was there. We needed a fast start, and we didn't get a fast start. We got a slow, lethargic start against Fulham, and that set the tone for the whole match. And my final point is, it comes to something when a 32-year-old Willian is still the best player on the park.
Yeah, you see when Max, did you see that when William dribbled that little twisted dribble, and our fans were applauding it.
Yeah.
Because he deserves it. What a guy! I loved William. Yeah,
that's what I say. William, a lot of our fans used to deride. I always used to like William, but a lot of our fans are he's not good enough. But today, he was the best out of everyone.
He was man of the match.
All the time. Yeah, and the right back was pretty good as well. Tete, I think his name was.
Yeah, he was.
Max and Nick, what's your take on the fan base crying out for Declan Rice to come this summer?
Well, who's crying now? I didn't hear anything.
A lot of our fan base is crying out on Twitter.
I want
Declan. I know. I've had an argument with Nick about that. I want Declan Rice.
Yeah, you know my reason.
I think Declan Rice would do well for us.
I think Casado would be better, Max. That's why. I want Casado to come and link up with Fernandes.
No, I think Declan Rice. We are big to. We agree to disagree.
I mean,
but I think
if whoever comes in, end of the day, whoever we get, and we will get someone next summer to help Fernandes. Whoever we get, once he wears that blue shirt, I'll be backing him. But I just think Casado is the guy. That's what.
The thing is, because you can see today with Fernandes, he was stifled in that position as the deep line playmaker, because I think give him a DM next to him, he can go out and be our creative spark. I've always said, when we had Fabregas and Matic,
you see when he stepped up and actually shot. We haven't seen a long shot out of the box for how long? You see the shot, that shot.
That's right. Yeah, we
just missed by inches.
Yeah.
I was going. I thought I was going in. I thought, oh God, what would a statement this will be if it goes in? But he will score. I hope he does it at West Ham. But for me, the problem is Potter. The main problem is Potter. I don't blame Mason Mount, Sterling, Havertz for being used all the time out of form. It's Potter. He's the manager. For me, that's the main problem at the club.
And Nick, sorry to disappoint, though, he's not getting sacked on Monday. He's not getting sacked anytime this season.
I know.
He's going to stay. And
this season,
the only way that he will go this season
Yeah.
is if results don't pick up and performances don't pick up. It was quite telling that in the 80th minute they panned down to Todd Bowley and he wasn't
Mm.
happy at
Now
all
you see his
with the
face.
performance. When you
Yeah.
invest
Yeah.
in 600 million into a football club or how much it was,
Because
you
yeah,
expect better performances
we
than what's
expected to
there.
win. You know, all the fans, Bowley, everyone there last night thought, you know, this is a Chelsea win, and you know that nil draw wasn't good enough. Although Fulham were great, they really stopped us. But the chances we missed, you know, unacceptable. It's simply unacceptable because you freeze out Aubameyang when you could have had one of those and scored. I don't understand Potter. I really don't. I don't. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead, Max.
Yeah, but it's okay. Potter made some mistakes as well, but also you got to look at, like, as I said before, it wasn't him who was remote controlling Kai Havertz to hit the
I know,
post when
but
it was
yeah,
easier
but
to
how many
score.
games
You
you
know.
keep playing him? You know, and he doesn't
Yeah, as I
score.
said, from that
That's what I'm
viewpoint,
saying. You know,
he
I
needs
love
to.
Kai
Yeah,
Havertz. I love Mason Mount. I love Sterling. Now he's a Chelsea
yeah,
player. But
but
when they're not doing it, just drop them, like you said, drop
that's what I'm
them,
saying. Make the difficult
and it will do them
decisions
good. You know, don't
of
do
of
like
leaving
Tuchel
them
or
out.
like Mendy. You
Yeah,
see what happened with Mendy.
yeah,
You know, with Tuchel, how many times? You know, he was dribbling, doing this, that. He kept playing him and froze out Kepa. Then Kepa came
yeah.
back and look, see, that's what
Mm.
Potter has
Uh,
to give tough. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the issue with me as well. Because even when you look at
Oh, yeah,
Datro Fofana against Man City, he looks sharp, and we
yeah.
haven't seen him again until now. And
And
why is
now,
that?
and now they want to send him on loan. God,
That's what I'm
but
saying. Had
it's,
we
it's quite.
been, scoring for fun, then I could understand him sitting on the bench. But you don't afford to put an enthusiastic striker on the bench if you're having trouble
Exactly.
scoring goals, and that's what that's my issue.
You're
Yeah.
right.
Anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're
All right.
completely right. Yeah. Thanks, Max.
Okay.
Let's go welcome Certified as well, and Aldo, of course. I'll come to you, Certified, in a minute. Let's. Aldo's been waiting to have a word as well. Aldo, go ahead. Can you hear us, Aldo?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, good. I'll hear you loud and clear. Give
Okay.
us your take on yesterday. Is what after we come down a little bit.
Ah, well, we could see how today results pans out, and we could see the more reason why we were saying if we had a very good run of games, that the top four is pretty still much achievable. It is a moment we don't need to be experimenting. It's a moment we need to start getting the needed results immediately. It's not ASAP,
Mm,
immediately.
yeah.
And we got a draw yesterday, and that draw was pretty much a good result, but not the best result we were expecting. And if you could see, just 1 point moves us off the 10th position.
Because Liverpool
With,
lost.
the, with yes, that is what
I
we're
know.
saying. That is
Yeah.
what we're saying, that
But
if
yeah,
we had a good run of game, you could have seen how important that 3 points would have been today if we had
exactly.
gotten that three
That's why
points.
I'm so angry because we should have won. We had to win yesterday. We said it before. All of us on the spaces and we on the preview. We said we have to win. We all gave predictions: 2-1, 3-1, 1-0. But we're going to get a 0-0. It's just so frustrating. Go ahead,
It's
Od.
very frustrating,
Yeah,
because somebody is not taking responsibility in the best manner. We were here because somebody tactical approach
yeah,
keeps affecting us in a very bad way. You are the one in charge. You the boss. As much as I'm a Porter fan, as much as I'm a Porter supporter, back in
Yeah.
process, pushing her so much, somebody needs to take responsibility.
Mm.
We can't continue in this manner. We can't continue in this way. There are lots of positive in yesterday's game, regardless of how everything turns out. We could make a case for Graham Potter. He has 2 weeks. We do not play mid-game week like others do in the FA Cups. They still find a way to grind out results even after
Yeah.
playing those couple of hectic fixtures.
He- and,
Then
and-
what?
yeah.
Then
And the
what?
thing
What?
is, Otto, the thing is, he said it before, the last game we had, and he said it after that game. We have 2 weeks now to get to know the players better, to gel the new ones. That's what he was saying. It comes, after 2 weeks, same story. That's the problem with Potter. He's not tough. He can't make decisions,
the
like
the
Mason
time
Mount,
the,
like,
the, the time he has to train those players on the pitch,
yeah,
he took them to the barrack, saying it is for
yeah,
psychological effects, saying it is for them to work with their mentality. Taking a wrong move at the wrong time. The player needs to train consistently. They need to gel. And again, you knew your players are just coming back from injury. I know a lot of things come into perspective yesterday. We lost Giorgio in the deadline day. We lost Kovacic to injury. We have an
mm,
Enzo. If we had had Giorgio and Kovacic yesterday with Enzo, it would have been a different ball game in the midfield. And that is
yeah,
why we were so perplexed, so confused with our lineup before the match
true,
build-up, because
yeah,
we were struggling so hard to look for the perfect partnership with Enzo. And
mm,
we said it in the last time that we have no choice than to start Enzo. It would have been more disastrous yesterday if Enzo hasn't come up in the lineup. And we see the massive difference and the impact he makes. So going forward, we just have our players back. We could see how Rich James was playing. He's so careful. That's not the
mm,
Rich James I know. He couldn't come out deadly. And we see that we had to also introduce Chilwell in the second half. And we see the bit of threat he gave to us. It took us less than a minute to get into the opposition box.
yeah,
Every moment he got the ball. That is a very good attacking threat. But to consistently put Havertz in front of our goal line will look like an unserious opposition. Consistently putting Havertz there, we have Badiashile, who has come to cement his place in our defense, who
yeah,
has come to form a formidable partnership with
mm,
Thiago Silva, which is something we'll be praying for. In our last 3 games now, we had clean sheets, meaning for an opposition team to break that defense is become a tough order. We have an informed Kepa who is pretty using his head well at the moment. And this is a good time. We should be pressing high. This is a good time. We should be getting the needed result. But we have somebody there who needs like 10 chances to get a shot on target, not even to get to the back of the net. In our last 3 games, we've only recorded only 1 goal. That's too poor. That's
mm.
very poor.
And
Somebody needs to come in. Somebody needs to sit down. We have that Fofana who came in the second half. That's a very good positive. It was a constant threat every moment you get the ball. You don't make
so,
your opposition defense look comfortable. You don't make them look like they can run at us any moment they like. It's just
mm,
so wrong. Potter needs to take action. Him taking off Aubameyang in the Champions League A team list, I
mm,
don't see it as a bad idea. There's no point you including a
yeah,
player that you're not going to be using and you have limited slots. because as he stands, he cannot because he want to please Aubameyang. Then we are dropping Felix. We only got Felix for 6 months, and if we can't play him in the Champions League, I don't know why we go all out for him. We have Modric, who we know that he has a very good quality. We have Enzo, whom we know that is
Mm,
an indispensable onions for us in the
for
midfield.
sure. Yeah, for
So
sure.
so he needs to take somebody off, and he needs to be realistic with himself. And that was a bold step for him to take off Aubameyang, because he hasn't really been having a couple of minutes so far. So I don't see that as a bad idea. But this kind of strong decision, this kind of good bold step, he needs to take it in a starting lineup. Mount need match rest to
Yeah,
rediscover himself. We're
for
not saying
sure.
he's a bad player. We're not saying you should sell him. Just keep him on
Just
the
drop.
bench.
That's it.
Let
We
him
don't.
have a good rhythm of the game. Let him see to watch others play and see
Yeah,
how he can come in and make his own contribution.
and he
Then
won't do it.
Havertz needs to sit
Yeah,
down as well and see how to come in and see what he's doing wrong. Constantly, you can't do the same thing
yeah.
in the same way. I expect a different result. It's not going to
And
work.
and now you're there. I'll do 1 second. Let me read this because it's about Havertz. Uh, OGA, OGA. I don't know what that is. This is Abaduka. If I say your name right, Abaka. Havertz did well despite the stupid midfield. Why are you blaming Havertz? The Fofana you talked about had an opportunity to swerve, play the ball, which he did decided to be selfish. I don't think I don't agree with you. But I think Havertz, I love Havertz, but he should have had at least one goal. Even the one he hit the post, should have scored. Should have had at least one. Fofana was really good when he came on for a new player making his debut. He showed me something. Yeah, go ahead, Odu.
Fofana did a one-on-one.
Yeah,
He beat a defender. In that move, he beat the goalkeeper. There was a last man. And in that position, you don't expect Fofana to pass the ball.
yeah,
That's the moment a good defender, a good striker takes action. Him trying to be selfish at that moment was the best thing to do. He needs to shoot at goal. If the last defender wasn't there, that would have been a fantastic goal.
yeah. I agree.
So I think on that, he did the right thing. And I can't really fault him for doing that. And again, I see that right now, all that Potter needs to do, make these two important changes, Mason Mount and Havertz. He needs to address these people. He needs to take
Yeah, we're not
responsibility.
saying get rid of them. We want them players.
Exactly.
Just put them on the bench and
Exactly.
let them have a rest and let them think about we're not undroppable. We don't want to come to that stage like we had before with Tuku, with Mendy. He thought he was undroppable. That's why he lost all form. Because the
Yes,
guy knew. Yeah, that's great.
and
Good.
they were even scared to drop Mendy at the time. They were so
Yeah,
scared to drop Mendy. We keep managing Mendy shambolic performance because we can't really bank on Kepa, who has been horrible in the last couple of games before Mendy came in. And luckily for us, Mendy
yeah,
got injured and Kepa stepped up. And
yeah.
since that time to this moment, it's pretty difficult for Mendy to reclaim that spot.
No, he's
And that's
going.
that. So
He
so
did.
this,
He's going summer. Odu. I think he's gone. He's going in the summer, Bendy.
I hope they do so, and
Yeah,
we should start finding a way to
yeah.
integrate slowly
I'll
now.
do one
So
minute. I'll do 1 minute. So I read these comments. It's just one more here. We need an yeah. Abo, how do you say his name? Anyone? Abo,
it's
Abo,
Abubakar.
Okay, thanks for telling me.
Abubakar. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, sorry, Abu Bakar. Now I got your name. Yeah, we need an elite manager and lots of experience. He as a coach that has never. He's a coach that has never won a trophy in his life. Coaching, so winners in the squad. Coaching winners in the squad. Yes, I absolutely agree. That's what I'm getting to. For me, he's not the man to take this club forward. I keep saying it. I will keep saying it till he's gone, because I can't see this guy doing it. You know, yeah. Go finish your point, I'll do, and then we go to the others.
Okay, okay. When on we not seen to be the man to take us forward, if he can get his tactics right, if he can get a very good perfect selection, I think he has the best support to be take this advantage, improve his CV, and become
Mm.
one of the best coach in the world.
I'm tell-
Zinedine Zidane doesn't have an elite profile
yeah.
when he starts his managerial job, but Real Madrid picks him up and he did the unthinkable. He won the
Mm.
UCL 3 times in a row. You understand? So
Mm.
there are chances. If you find yourself in a big club, it's a great opportunity. You can make things happen for yourself. The same thing Pep Guardiola. He took Barcelona. Never had any fantastic
Oh
trophy
no,
elsewhere.
he was a player
So,
before. Yeah, we know what happened with him, but he had Jose Mourinho. That's what he had. Don't forget, Mourinho taught him to be a manager. Yeah,
You taught who to be a manager?
Pep. When they were at Barcelona, didn't Mourinho before Barcelona, wasn't it?
They
Yeah,
was
Mourinho
but
at
was
they was in the same
bro,
camp. They was in the
what?
same camp.
Yes,
Mourinho.
they
that's
were
what.
teammates.
It
They
was
were teammates.
Mourinho.
Yeah, teammates.
It
Yes,
was
yeah.
Mourinho. What's the Spanish old manager's name?
Van Gaal,
No,
Louis Van Gaal.
Luis.
Luis
What's his name?
Enrique. Enrique.
Enrique. Yeah, Enrique
Yeah,
and Mourinho and
yeah.
Pep were all in the same.
Coach started with Robson at
Oh
Barcelona.
yeah, that's it, John. No, I've really yeah. He started with
Yeah, Bobby
Bobby
Robson. Yeah,
Robson.
Mourinho was with Robson. Yeah.
That's it. And
But
at the
one
time,
question:
yeah.
Didn't Pep not inherit the football he plays, like the tiki
He
taka
did.
he plays? He
He did.
inherited of. I saw the documentary of how Pep,
Nah,
Oh
and then
yeah.
he
that
inherited it
team
off
was
a manager. Who was it
that
again?
team was built by Rijkaard. Frank Rijkaard built
Yes,
that
that's
team.
it. Yeah, Rijkaard.
And because
Yeah,
before
yeah.
Rijkaard came, they were in a
But
mess.
Mourinho
Frank
did
Rijkaard.
help. Mourinho did help Pep. You know.
If you guys play football, then if you're playing in a tiki taka, then it concerns a lot of concentration. Really, I mean.
Yeah.
I played it as well. I mean, you need to concentrate because you don't know when the ball's gonna come to you. You can make a pass, you don't know when it comes back to you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you need to have your
Mm,
focus on if you're playing in a tiki taka. But yeah,
yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. So I was going to come to you, Certify,
yeah.
and you, Dex, in a minute. Yeah. What's your? I hope you calm down now, but I know
To be
it's
fair, I
only
was
one
always
game.
calm. I
We
was
always
calm.
come. You know.
Hmm.
No, on the day after the game, we were angry. I was very angry.
Yeah, we were all human.
The next
Yeah.
That's
day.
why I was. That's
Yeah.
why I
Go
was
on, John.
laughing at you, Certified, when you said 4-0 on one of the spaces. I thought
I didn't really
you're
say
getting
4-0.
No, you
I
said
you're getting
you
it.
said two
No, you
2-1.
said 4-0 in one of the spaces, and
Okay,
I
yeah, yeah,
thought,
in the space, yes, you're right, man.
and
oh,
and I,
yeah.
Yeah,
I said I didn't say
yeah,
4-0. What I said there was like
you had a
I said
dream
maybe
or
we could
something.
win 4-0. Do you know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
like, bro, it's just the
Did
hope that kills you with this team. Do
Did you
you know
have
what
a
I'm
dream that
saying?
we were 4-0 up at half time or something?
Yep. It's the hope that kills you with this team. I mean, I can
yeah,
go into West Ham positive. I'm going to that game for your information, but I could go
yeah,
into West Ham positive, but like it always comes to bat me in the back. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like
yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah,
but anyways,
give us your thoughts on the game, and
yeah,
then
on
I'll
the
go
game, Fulham.
to John and Dex, and then then we do
Uh,
the ratings
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and the Premiership results. What
Yeah,
the
yeah, of
rest of
course.
them? So, okay,
For me,
okay,
Chelsea.
just go
Well,
ahead. I won't be. I'll be 5 minutes. I
all
just
right,
put the
cool, 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 cool.
okay.
So for me, I think it's clear to see that Chelsea were clearly second best in the game. I mean, we got toyed. I mean, literally, we got toyed. Like it's crazy. I mean, it's like Fulham were the home team and we were the away team. It was crazy. I mean, I know
Sorry,
we
sorry,
expected.
sorry, 1 minute. Deals, this question is for you. Are you sure? OG is asking. I'm not sure. I saw the pictures, but was he there
I'm
yesterday?
gonna send OG the picture right now.
Flick
All
was
right.
there. I saw
He
the
was,
picture.
yeah.
He was there
John
still.
was at the game. John
And my
was the
friend who was at the game
yeah.
saw him.
All
Do you
right,
get what
so
I'm
he was,
saying?
yeah.
So
I wasn't
Who
sure,
was
but
there?
yeah. Flick.
one of my friends, I know from school. Yeah, yes, Hassan Flick.
All right, yeah. OG's found out
During
now. Yeah.
in the middle of the game, he texted me and say, "Why is Hassan Flick in the box where they?
Okay.
Why is he in the
Yeah.
stands?" And then I said, "Bro, are you for real?" And then yeah, he just said he was in the stands, and then the news came out. Do you get what I'm
Okay.
saying? It's
Yeah.
quite weird you'll be here. Do you get what I'm saying? But God
Yeah.
knows, I don't know where it is, but I don't know if Potter speculates any of those and he focuses on social media and he knows
Yeah.
his social media, then I think the pressure's just on him. Do you know what I'm saying? He knows it
Yeah.
himself. So for
Carry on,
me,
sort of. I'll carry on. I'll be
yeah,
5 minutes.
I'm carrying on.
All right.
So
See
for
you.
me,
Yeah.
yeah, this game, clearly Chelsea were the second best. I mean, everywhere in the park, midfield dominated. Do you get what I'm saying? Attack, they played better. Defense, they played better. I was very impressed with that right back. What's his name? That right back for Fulham. My
Yeah,
goodness. Kenny
yeah, he's
Tete, is that his
excellent.
name?
Tete.
Yep,
Tete was
Tete.
excellent.
What
Yeah,
a
yeah,
great player, bro. I'm telling you. I thought Mbabu was good, but bro, if you're having Kenny and Tete, then I understand why he's been dropped. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, Fulham were good. They just controlled the game. Like they just took the game to us. They came fearless. Willian as well, former Chelsea man, but he didn't care. He just went attacked. Do you get what I'm saying? At 34 years old, that energy he just looks like a 20-year-old on the pitch. I know, and I've always loved Willian. I mean, just watching Willian and looking at the players we have, it just makes me want. It makes me miss him more. Do you get what I'm saying? I mean, like, and it just makes me it just makes me want to look back at the times people were saying, "Get him out, get him out." I mean, like, he would be better than what we have at 34. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, like, I've had a go at the players a lot, but then if you look at it, the players that we don't want starting, it's always up to the manager who selects the team. Do you get what I'm saying? And today Potter got it wrong, and he's been getting it wrong for long. The only problem with me, I've been saying I wanted to back him, is because I just wanted to wait and see until his signings come in. Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe not all of his signings played, but I saw players who just came on the pitch, and I'm like, bro, why didn't they not start? Do you get what I'm saying? I mean, if you look, and also, I don't like the way Potter sets us up as well, and that's just another thing as well. I mean,
okay.
I don't know what it is, but it's like we're set up to invite pressure when we're on the ball. We just do this slow tiki taka football, and then it just makes the opposition go back into their ship very very quick. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, I didn't really see any improvements. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, the structure we literally structured, and I don't know if you were in the spaces, but like, and it's true. We're structured like a small team. We're basically structured like a team who's just fighting for relegation. Do you know what I'm saying? That's how Potter's setting up this team. It looks like there's no game plan. What we're doing is just it's just what we're doing is just like we're just so spread apart. Passing, when we lose the ball, we go sit back. Do you know what I'm saying? No one makes an attempt to win the ball back. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, it, and also certain players just, bro. Mudryk didn't have a good debut, but I don't blame him. If you've got Mason Mount hugging his
Mudryk was
left hand side,
unwell.
what's going on? I thought he's a
So
10. Why
sorry
is he
to
going
stop
back to
you.
the left hand side for? Do you know what I'm saying? It don't make
Certify.
sense.
Sorry
It's
to stop you.
stupid factors like this. Go on, Max.
No, Mudryk was unwell.
Mudryk was unwell. I
Yeah.
know that. But then if you look at it, he's been so isolated that he had to drop deep. Cucurella, he was going up, losing the ball, and Mudryk had to come in deep for. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's too much work for a guy who's also had a cold. Do you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's just Kai Havertz as well. He just runs around. He has no brain. You know what I'm saying? Gallagher played well, but I just felt he was just running around just being senseless. CH as well, all those four players just let us down. The game, the system, we have to just admit it. Those four players were just crap. I'm being honest. Like going forward on the ball, but then do I blame them? No. Gallagher, I can give him what's it called? I'll let him off because it's his first time playing at a club like Chelsea. But those three Champions League winners, bro, they need to have a conversation about Ziyech. He gets the criticism, but it's just Havertz and Mount really. It's not really just them, but like those two, their performances have not been great as well. Ziyech has not been good. Do you get what I'm saying? Gallagher, he didn't have a good game, but I have to let him off because like he's a bit too inexperienced for this at the moment. Like I do think Reece James didn't have a good game as well. Do you get what I'm saying? I mean, do I blame him? No, he just can't comes back from injury. But I do think the best players on the pitch by the Achille, Thiago Silva and Enzo. Do you know what I'm saying? Enzo really carried that midfield. Do you know what like the midfield was bad, but Enzo was the one who kept it. For me, if there was no Enzo, we would have lost that game. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's clear today by the issue as well. Him, I love his calm collectiveness on the ball. Do you get what I'm saying? Thiago Silva still doing what he does, and he's almost 40 years old. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, like, yeah, those three were the positive, and substitutions when they came on, I was impressed. I don't know where people said Madueke was not good. He was great when he came on. He was better than what we had. The way he carried the ball from deep, dribbling past 2-3 man, I loved it. Raheem Sterling looks like he improved as well when he came on. Do you know what I'm saying? Like Datra Fafana, last but not least, what a great player. I would start him against West Ham. Do you know what I'm saying? Because he showed signs of promise. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, for me, Havertz, he scores the goals, yes. You know what I'm saying? And when he gets the creativity, but then his movement, just what does he do apart from that? That's just the problem. I mean, if you look at Potter's system, clearly you need to look at certain factors like in his football, certain players. If you want this to thrive, I know Potter doesn't really set us up well, but at this moment we need to allow individual brilliance because, bro, in the way Potter sets up, that's just how what happens. You know what I'm saying? But then what's it called? The decision making when passing and when we're breaking is not good as well. As like just those four players I pointed out were just not good enough today. I mean, like, do I blame them? No, they had to play anyways because there were lots of injuries. Do you get what I'm saying? But like my point is this: Mount needs to be dropped, and Havertz, Ziyech shouldn't be playing because he didn't want to play for us. Let's
Yeah,
be
that's
honest. Like
true.
that's just the thing. I mean, but it's just Mount and Havertz. I'm telling you, this might sound harsh, but I think if we play better, we'll play better. I'm just saying without these two. I'm telling you, unless they get dropped, and they need to see the game properly. You need to watch the game properly because, bro, they need to be replaced. They need to know that they're replaceable because, like, we can't have this thing where players are just getting started and then and they're not doing anything and then they're just not getting dropped every single game. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah,
I've been trying to look for positives in Mountain Havertz. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, like, although people have told me just look at positives, like with Mason Mount, I've always credited his work rate. Do you know what I'm saying? But there's no point of having work rate if your end product on the ball and you on the ball is just not good enough. And we know Mason Mount and Havertz are capable of doing well. Do you know what I'm saying? That's just the sad thing. They're good players. Then it's not like they're bad. The only problem is that they're too comfortable. They can't be dropping these performances week in, week out. Because if you look at the way we attack, and these two are the ones that destroy it.
exactly.
I don't like to criticize players, and I don't like to say things like what I'm saying. But we need to watch football with our eyes instead of our emotions.
The problem, oh,
You know what I'm saying?
certify. We all, the problem is the manager.
And it's the
It's not.
manager as well.
He's a
Because I
he's a
don't like the
man
way he
big
sets us
time.
up as well.
Let's just.
Because like
I'll let you
even if
I'll let you carry on. Just you can answer this comment as well from Abba. when Titi came in after we sacked Lampard, we saw what he did with the squad. It was a big mistake. Yeah, laying off elite. I think manager is trying to say elite manager we had in Titi, apart from Eddie Howe, no good English manager. That's true. Eddie Howe
Yeah.
is the only one doing well.
Who's
He's the one
Eddie
that can win
Howard?
a
By
trophy.
who is
Eddie
Eddie
Huh?
Howard?
Howe. No, Eddie Howe
Who's
is saying.
who's Eddie Howard? That's what I'm asking.
He means Eddie Howe of
I know, I'm
Newcastle.
just joking. I'm just joking.
Max. Eddie Howe. Yeah. You know, Max, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know
For
you know
me,
anyway.
can I
But
answer
yeah,
the question? That statement. I mean,
go ahead.
for me, I wanted to give Tuchel time. Do you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so do I with Potter. Do you know what I'm saying? But the only problem is that he needs to be able to change. He needs to be willing to change his attitude. Like Arteta. Arteta was slaughtered by his own fan base
Yes.
when he was not ruthless in the season where he would play players that should be played. Mustafi would be playing and all those. But then he learned that he needed to drop these players, and he knew that Arsenal cannot be lingering around mid-table for long. Do you know what I'm saying?
True.
And I don't know if Tony Potter has that, because I don't know what it is, but like I think British managers, I don't really, and people, and Nick, you've said it as well. I mean, managers are not really, and this is why they don't win trophies, is because they don't really have that
You know,
sort of,
that
they don't have
toughness.
that big dog in them to
There is a
start. You know what I'm
couple for
saying?
me.
So
For me, Sean Dyche is one of the few tough
isn't he not
managers.
Irish?
He's English, I think. He's English,
One
Sean
of the
Dyche.
two. One of the two. I don't know,
Oh,
but
he's
Eddie
English.
Howe is doing good.
Eddie Howe is doing good.
For a manager like him,
But
I
Eddie Howe
respect
was
him
always
highly.
Eddie Howe was very good, before
Because let
with
me tell
Bournemouth.
you this, Nick. Let me
Yeah,
tell you this. When he first came into the team, he knew
yeah,
that the players that he had were not his. And what did he do? He did something basic. He knew that certain players will not be playing in the squad because they were not good. He knew
yeah,
that certain centre backs were just not good enough, and there was something from stupid set piece corners. This is why they changed the whole defense, because Eddie Howe knew. He knew that this player should not be playing there, because in the corners we always concede. That right back, something Murphy, that Murphy guy, he's not good enough. So what did he do? You know what? Get dropped and he brings in Trippier. Do you know what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. I mean,
yeah,
and in the press conference, Potter was just like, "Oh, I don't have the same transfers, this and that." You know what I'm saying? He will have the same transfers. He's just not bold enough. Simple.
yeah. I
And
just
for
can't see it. I'm going to ask a
and
question to all of you about Potter. I want to see who's in and who's out. What everyone's
let me
saying.
finish.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, so basically, Potter, you can clearly see that interview he did where he was talking about Mason Mount tells
Yeah,
me that he likes to play a run of games, this and that. That's when I just know that he's just gonna let people just tell him what to do in the Premier League.
yeah,
Like it just doesn't make sense. Like he's just not ruthless. Like
yeah,
it's ridiculous at all. It's just ridiculous because like I'm willing to give this guy time, but then I don't know if this sort of mentality at a club like Chelsea and like will take us forward. I
JK,
mean,
JK,
yeah.
JK.
you're
There was
Potter.
1 minute. Yeah, 1 minute. I'll just yeah. Abba, I'm calling you Abba because it's short for your name is, if you don't mind. Yeah, don't worry about your spelling. We understand what you're saying exactly. No problem about the spelling. Don't worry. Yeah, go ahead, Deuce, and
Yeah,
set
do
it
you know what
fire.
he said?
When they sacked Tuchel, yeah, I said to myself, yeah, I'm blaming the board if we go downhill. It's on the board's head, 100%.
Mm, yeah, it is. And also, what's it called? I was there was a Blues fans TV guy. I don't know what's his name, but like he was talking about the player ratings, and Mason Mount is his favorite player, and he defends him week in week out. Do you know what I'm saying? But when he
Yes.
came to Mason Mount, he said he rated him low. I mean, two, and he said, "What does he do?" This is a Mason Mount fan. I'm just saying. He said, "What does he do?" I think they're also starting to realize as well, because bro, I can't
It's,
look at. I'm. This is not me slandering one player though. I don't want this to be the narrative because I talked about Cucurella. Do you know what I'm saying? Mudrik
everyone.
was not
Yeah,
good either. Do you know what I'm
he
saying?
was
But I'll give
ill.
him a
He
chance
shouldn't
because
have been playing.
yeah, because he
Shouldn't
was
have
ill,
started. He was
and that
ill.
was Graham Potter's fault.
Yeah,
Do you know
of
what I'm
course he
saying?
and he knew it.
Havertz
He
was not
said it.
great at all, and
Yeah.
I know he missed chances, but even on the ball, he doesn't do nothing technical wise. He just does. All he just knows is pass, just pass.
Yeah, certified the real Chelsea fans of this world, they know Mason Mount's out of form. No one hates him, no one. But
Yes, he's out of form,
some
but
fans
it's this
still
this one is just
can't
not good at
admit
all.
they can't admit that Mason Mount is out of form. They want to see
Nick
him game after game. Uh,
Mount is out of
you know,
form,
these
but
people are going to
but the
drive him
way
out the club. Yeah, go on.
the way
Yeah.
him Havertz have been playing this season is a bit above that. I
Mm.
mean they just don't. There's no technical ability on the ball. They can't even pass. Like God knows what's happened to them, but they need to get dropped. They both need to get dropped. And that's what Fafana, glad Felix comes in, they can just replace them. CH as well, also needs to get dropped because bro, this guy he only throws off one foot. That's his left foot. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what? I don't know. There was a specific name that I think King Black used to call it, but you know when a player just has one foot, he can only do something with that one foot. That's just the thing with Ziyech, and we need that. We don't need that at Chelsea, and this is why we wanted him to go in the first place. Gallagher, he didn't play well, but I will give him time because at least he tried. Do you know what I'm
Mm.
saying? I mean, on the ball, he tried helping out Enzo. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, he was still winning the ball forward. Do you get what I'm saying? But those three people in today's game, those three people, Havertz, Mount, and Ziyech, they really killed the way we attacked today. I'm sorry, but there was no movement from them. Cucurella, when we were defending, he keeps getting spun. Do you get what I'm saying? By
Yeah.
everyone and everyone. You know what I'm saying? And then what's it called? He will go run out and mark someone else, knowing that he's left somewhere open. And now Badiashile has to do his work, being a left
Like,
back and
yeah,
a centre back. I mean, I don't know why he does that. I mean,
he
it's just the
saved him a
basics.
few
They're
times
lacking.
yesterday.
You get
He
what I'm
saved
saying?
Cucurella a
They
lot of
can't do the
time.
basics, Nick. The team
Yeah,
cannot. The players they cannot do the basics.
that's the
That's
problem.
my worry. That's just my worry. These sort of players cannot do the basics. And bro,
Yeah,
when we were struggling in 10th back in the 15-16 season, I wasn't that mad, but I wasn't that mad until this. It was nothing compared to this because our players knew how to do the basics. Do you know what I'm saying?
mm,
We just had a style of play that wasn't working for Mourinho. Do you get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He had a style of play, but it just didn't work. And he didn't have a plan B. That was
yeah.
just the problem.
That was
Do you know what I'm
different.
saying?
That
And
time was
now,
the players.
yeah,
They just didn't listen to Mourinho. They fell out, and that's why
but
what
now
happened.
we
This
have
is
a
different.
manager. We have a manager that
Yeah,
structures the team in the wrong way every game. We have a manager that lets mediocre players start, players that can't even do the things that 2-year-olds will do on the pitch. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, this is just the different. This is just the difference, and also the pressure's just mounted on him each game because the new signings have come in. Do you get what I'm saying? So I would judge Potter. I wouldn't really say Potter out, but I will give him
yeah,
until I'll give him I think 7 or 6 games. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? If we get no
True.
change, then
But
bro, this could be
will you
worse.
give him
It
seven
could.
games? Because
I'll
look,
give him 7 games.
the
But
next
if
four
we're
games.
still,
Let me
if
just
we're
ask you
anywhere near
something.
13 or
Wait.
12,
Let me
if
ask
we're
you
any near,
something. Let me
hmm,
ask you this question, right? If the next game is West Ham, yeah, next Saturday,
oh,
then following Wednesday, Dortmund away. Then we come back home to Southampton and away to Tottenham. So, how many points do you expect from these four games? So you don't say Potter out.
the problem is I don't know which games we're gonna win.
Yes,
It's
none of
more of a
us.
it's more of a watching gamble for Chelsea. I can't lie. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But let's hope I go to as many
You
games as
know,
possible,
you
because
know,
when I go to a game,
if
when I go
if
to
for
games, wait, Nick,
yeah, yeah, I'm
let's
just
just
saying
hope I go. Yeah, you
if
say.
if we somehow lose to the next 4 games, which we could well have, even Southampton at home, doesn't mean we're definitely going to win.
I
If we
think we
don't
should
get,
just be
if we don't
sensible.
win the first one at West Ham and get some confidence back, Porto is going to go. If say we lose these 4 games and we're out the Champions League as well, and we can't get into it, he's gone for
We
me.
ain't beating West Ham. We ain't beating West Ham.
Yeah, that's what I say. He's going to be
I
very
saw
hard at
Maybe
them.
we,
West Ham.
I
maybe
saw them
we will.
against
The
Newcastle,
only way
and
we
they
beat
were
West Ham is
rugged.
if
We're
Potter
not beating
Yeah,
changes
West
the
Ham.
lineup, starting
yeah.
lineup.
If Porter
Yeah,
stays
only that.
with the
The only
I
same,
way
think
we beat them if
yeah,
Jao Felix starts, yeah, Jao Felix,
he has to draw
Madueke,
Mason Mount for
and
me.
Mudrik. Yeah,
Bring
that's a front
Felix,
three.
play.
Madueke or Sterling on the right, any like you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I mean,
No
he should have
Sterling, no
started what.
Sterling, no
Anyway, we
Yes,
Sterling.
come to West Ham. Hold on,
wait,
chaps.
I'm
Hold on.
not even finished.
Yeah, yeah. I know you. I'm not saying you're finished.
Oh, oh,
Carry on. Carry on.
yeah,
Yeah.
and Diaz, the crazy thing is that Noni Madueke and Raheem Sterling, there were
Mm,
two options there to start with Ziyech. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, they were way
Facts.
better. Like it's crazy. I mean, like, bro. To answer your question, Nick, I think it
yeah.
depends on how many games I'll go to because, bro,
Yeah.
well, at least when I go there, they show up a performance when they know I'm
So
there. You know what I'm saying?
you're
But
going
like,
to Dortmund,
I'm
aren't
going
you?
West Ham away. I'm going West Ham
Yeah.
away. I'm
West Ham.
probably
Yeah.
Southampton at home. So it's a double game week for me. So
Oh, that's good. You got a ticket for West Ham?
no, my friend's a season ticket holder. He didn't have anyone to
Okay.
go with, so I'm
Oh,
gonna be
you're
singing
lucky
the
there.
home
Yeah.
man.
I might be there as well. Hopefully, I'm not sure yet. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, but like,
But I mean,
yeah,
yeah. Go finish
but
your point, and we go
realistically,
to John and Dex,
yeah.
who haven't
But
said a word.
realistically, I don't know. I don't see us winning against West Ham because, bro, only because our record at the London
It's very
Stadium is
hard, very
horrible.
bad,
It's
very
dreadful.
bad, very
I think
bad.
Chelsea have won only one time in the last 5 games,
It's true.
drawing one and losing three. Do you get what I'm
Yes,
saying? Yeah,
we have a very bad
crazy.
record. Yeah. Let's John. Let's come to you. No, you, John. I know he's there somewhere. John always disappears and comes. Anyway, let's go to Dex till John comes. Dex, welcome, Dex.
Hi Nick, hello.
Hi.
I hope you guys all right.
Yeah, I was going to come to the
What happened to
results.
your
Oh
mob
no,
today, mate?
this.
What happened to
How,
your mob?
What happened?
yeah,
What happened, man? To be
yeah,
fair, Nick, am I surprised? I'm not. Because
I'm
remember,
not
I did predict
surprised.
Wolves to
You
win.
did. You said 2-0, I know.
Yeah, I was
Uh,
close, but then,
yeah,
bro,
but still, you said it. Yeah, I knew we said it's going to be hard. Wolves were desperate to get points, and they did. And, to go and lose 3-0, see, when worse, Dex would know, because Wolves, well, they couldn't score. Like, they were worse than us, but they got 3 goals against Liverpool. Go on, Dex, I'll let you talk about that.
So I'll speak about Chelsea first, and then I'll
All right.
talk
Yeah.
about Ross because I don't know. I need to still get over today. But yeah, anyway, I watched the game last night. I thought I thought Chelsea were like really good, but then I think I got early signs that it was just going to be one of those games where I think it could have gone either way. I mean, Fulham came there and they did their thing. Like they had a game plan. They stuck
Mhm.
to it. They kind of defended well in a structure, which they normally do. And then going forward, they're very quick and they move the ball very quick as well. In terms of Chelsea, though, I thought I don't know. I think what it was for me, I think the main thing that I think what lacked for Chelsea in that game, I think it was a lack of movement in the final third. I don't think there was a lot of movement going on because
Mm.
you had Havertz there, and then you had Mudryk and that, and I don't know, for me, I kind of felt sorry for Mudryk because he didn't really get a lot of the game because most of the time they were going down the other sides and trying to link down there rather than go where Mudryk was. And it's kind of frustrating, especially from a player side. Like
Mhm.
if you played football before at any level, when you're having one of those games where you're in good positions and you want the ball at your feet, but then the balls always end up going on the other side of the pitch and you're not getting much of the ball. Your first instinct is to drop deep and try and get on the ball as much as possible, because you feel frustrated because you want to get on the ball because you're not getting much in the game. So, hence why I said that Mudryk had to keep dropping deep to try and get the ball, and he wasn't. But it's one of those things. Like, I don't know. I feel like Chelsea, they were a bit too. I don't know. I didn't think there was a lot of urgency, and I think at times as well, when they did get the chances like that, especially that one where Havertz hit the post, he digs over Leno and hit the post. You know, people thought he was offside, but he was clearly onside. He was miles onside.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
onside.
You should be.
Mm.
I mean, you should be scoring those sort of chances, but again, I guess Havertz isn't a striker, and but I guess it's one of those ones where you could probably put anyone's money to score that. But regardless, and then defensively, I thought Chelsea were good. They kept a good shape, but there were just times where like I said last night, I said, there were times where Chelsea, they kept on overplaying at the back, and I don't know why. Like, every time they just kept overplaying at the back, like passing it around, going back to Kepa. And there was a few moments where Kepa had a few scary moments where he had the ball at his feet for too long, and I thought there was going to be moments
Yeah,
where he was going to do something crazy and
yeah.
get the ball nicked off him. But
He done one moment, I think. He lost the ball at
yeah,
his feet, if you remember. But he did what he had to do. He saved that.
yeah.
It was a hard save.
Oh
But,
yeah, 100%. Yeah, but only go back to your keeper when it's absolutely necessary. Like,
yeah, and
don't
we
go
said
back there just for the
we used to
sake
say
of
that when we had Jorginho going back and all this
yeah.
rubbish. But
I
we
know,
could have
yeah,
done with Jorginho yesterday.
yeah. I know this is what I mean, and like I just felt like that was a main factor in the game for Chelsea, where they weren't being adventurous enough going forward. It was a bit too passive for me, and I feel like they could have done a bit more. But I don't know if that's because of the way they were set up or Potter implemented tactics to do that, or whatever. It could have been anything, but regardless, I think there was one or two like signs where they could have just done a bit more going forwards instead of trying to, play around the back and then try and like get something going. Because like at times I thought Fulham that there were times where Fulham like they were a bit more open in the second half for me. I thought, they were a bit more gappy. But especially when Chelsea tried to get a late goal towards the 90th minute, Fulham were defending with their lives. Like, it's like they had the whole team back, and they were defending with their lives. So, yeah, it was just one of those ones where it was just a bit late. But I mean, it's better, points better, but 3 points is more important. But yeah, like I think for next game, Potter needs to. I don't know. I think he needs to try and like evaluate the squad a bit more and try and see what players are like going to work in certain games, like the West Ham game, for example. Like, that's going to be a tough game as well. Like, and also like they just got to draw. They drew with Newcastle today, which is a good result for them because Newcastle aren't an easy team to beat or get a draw against. So they'll be going into some good form in that regard. So. Chelsea needs to I think Potter needs to kind of like think very carefully about team selection wise, starting 11. Hence why I think, likes of Mount and that need to be rested. But, I keep saying this and then he plays the next game. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Just to stop you, the Newcastle are an easy team to get a draw against. They've drawn 10 times this season.
I know, but you can't take any away from them this season though. Like they are a solid team and they do set up well, and they do sometimes like give teams a game. I mean, in that regard, like, but regardless though, like for West Ham wise, Max, it's a good point for them because they're not had a great season. They've had a very poor season. So to get a draw against Newcastle,
That's massive for West Ham.
Again, I was being flippant there. tongue-in-cheek. Yeah.
You
I
know,
get your
because
point.
don't forget West Ham are just on 19 points.
Mm.
You know, so they're fifth from bottom still.
If
Yes.
the Potter starts with the same attack from the Fulham game, yeah, it's gonna be very long to watch. Very long to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on, Dex. Then we go
Yeah.
to John.
Yeah, and then the main act of the day, obviously, are embarrassing, gutless
Yeah,
loss
true.
to Wolves. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say really. It's the same old story. Again, I feel like I'm watching. Feel like watching a comedy show every week with this team.
That's
Gut,
a
gut,
very. But today
yeah,
was just really bad. The icing on the cake, if the other way around
yeah,
for
oh yeah,
Liverpool to
yeah,
to go there and lose 3-0.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean you lose 1-0, okay, but 3-0 is too much
No, yeah,
against a struggling Wolves side.
yeah, no,
Who are also near the bottom, and
yeah.
they're fourth from bottom. Don't forget.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
yeah,
Yeah,
it is. Yeah, but
yeah.
we said it before. On the preview, we
Mm.
said Wolves are going to give Liverpool, and like Everton. You see,
Oh
Everton
yeah,
beat Arsenal
oh
because
yeah,
they're desperate to win these teams now.
yeah, yeah. You're
Very
right.
hard to beat these bottom teams.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
you're
go on,
right.
sorry.
I
Yeah.
totally agree. Yeah, I know. I said it before. I said I'm not underestimating Wolves. They're a good
Oh yeah,
side,
you said
and
it.
they're going to
Yeah.
be wanting to play, get some points. But the thing is, yeah, do you know what? I was very angry, really angry actually. I proper lost my head after the game. But now I've like cooled down a bit and I've started to look at the highlights and I started to reevaluate
Yeah.
like my thoughts and stuff. The one thing I don't get, yeah, and this happens every single game in the first 5 minutes, it always happens, yeah. This guy, Joe Gomez, yeah, I'm sorry, but I keep saying it time and time again, yeah. I don't want him in this team, and
Mm.
I don't care if he's a senior centre back. He does not have the right to play, especially after the last couple of games, because all three goals mainly have come from him. It's pretty much he's at fault for all three of them because the first goal was easily unavoidable, the Matibone goal. He decides to head it, but Allison was coming out to punch it away, but he heads it. So then it ends up bouncing off, going to Matip to try and get rid of it, and then it goes into the back of the net. The second goal came from a free kick which led out to the far right side. Wolves came back in, and then literally Gomez loses his man on the near post, and then it bounces, and then Allison makes a save, obviously, and then Dawson headers it in. So
Mm.
again, like I want this guy out of the club in the summer. I'm sorry, I don't care. He's not good enough. His awareness in defensive areas is poor. He don't check his shoulders, and he don't go in for challenges. I see him. He don't make one single challenge in defence in a 1v1 situation. It sums
Yeah.
it, and I'm getting really sick of it now. Play Phillips or someone else because honestly, that guy I don't want him in the starting 11. And do you know what? I'll give Klopp credit. Klopp was fuming after the game. I don't know if you've seen the videos. He got to the point where he even said he's not answering questions from a certain journalist, James Pearce, who again I don't like him as a journalist. He writes absolute rubbish about Liverpool, and
Mm.
that's one of the reasons why Klopp didn't want to answer any of his questions because the stuff he's written about the club. And he said that it's not been good enough, and something needs to change immediately. Which I'm hoping it does, because I think one of the things is that 6 of the players in that starting 11 need to be benched or dropped or something.
Yeah.
Because it's just not good enough. And there's been a lot of talk now that people want Klopp to go, blah blah blah. Same old story, mate. Like, I'm sorry, yeah, but I'm not having this every single week. This is what annoys me. This is what really frustrates me. Is all these fans keep coming out every single week blaming Klopp. I'll tell you why. Yeah, you can blame Klopp for certain things. You can blame him for lineups, tactics, or whatever. But what do you expect him to do with the team he has at the moment? Look, this is bigger than Klopp at the moment. I keep telling this why. It's the board. It's FSG. It's always
Mm,
about them. It's them from the top. Like in football, it starts from the top and it goes to the bottom. The top main is the main reason because, like everyone said, every week everyone says the midfield is non-existent. It was non-existent today. The midfield was horrible today. It was dreadful. Wolves kept playing through us. I think they had like 60-70% possession all game, which is
yeah,
outrageous. Complete about 55 passes. Do you know what? That just sums it all? That's all from midfield areas as well. So you know where the main problem is, and we try to, and we have to address it. But again, we tried to do it in the summer. We didn't. We tried to. I said get a midfielder in January. What happened? The board said the money wasn't there. The money wasn't there apparently, and it's come out from loads of people that the money wasn't there from them, which just sums up about these owners. These owners don't care. They literally don't
yeah.
care.
They
They
don't.
club.
Yeah,
They don't care about the fans. They don't care about anyone because if they really cared, they'd be reinvested. They'd be investing money in this squad. This squad that has gone past its age, its prime ages now, and is worn down and run down. And Klopp's having.
exactly. Yeah.
And you know what's funny, Nick? Yeah, people
Mm,
blaming Klopp for bringing on substitutions. Like he said, "Oh, why is he bringing on Jones? Why is he bringing on Oxlade-Chamberlain? Because they're the only players on the bench he can bring. That's literally all we have. You
yeah.
can't bring on anyone else because we got." We
It's
haven't bought
easier
any
to. Doesn't
players.
matter what manager's there. These
Yeah,
owners don't care. These owners are just for money.
yeah. See, and it's
I've said it. I don't like Klopp because what he says about Chelsea. About
yeah, no, that's fair enough.
he was going on a bit. Uh, I never liked him. Because he's always really against us. I've never heard him say a good word about us, really.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
But
That's
you
fair.
know that.
Yeah,
But your owners have to go if you're going to move forward.
yeah,
And like I told you, you have to. The fans have to get the owners out.
yeah,
It won't happen otherwise.
yeah.
You have to be a big protest, like
Yeah,
we did when we had to, United, Arsenal. No, and Arsenal wasn't that big. United leaving, the stadium. You saw empty seats.
yeah.
You have to do things like that, really.
And just to
Yeah,
finish off, yeah, just to finish off
yeah,
but
yeah.
I'll finish my point. Then, literally, it's just one question really to the whole space, and then John can go
Mm,
after me.
yeah.
This is the question I want to ask you. Yeah, right now, all the Liverpool fans are saying Klopp should get sacked or walk at the end of the season, right? But this is the question I want to ask you, yeah, as general like fans in public, yeah. If this situation happened to Potter, right? Say for instance, like Potter didn't have the money to spend, yeah, like the 250 million spending in the transfer market, yeah, and he had to stick with these with players that are not like they've gone past their prime ages now, like their good days and all that. Do you think it's right that the fans should get a manager out or tell the manager to be sat when the owners have literally left him out to dry with nothing? So I just want to get everyone's opinion on that. Is it the manager's fault or the owners?
My what I said it before. He's the oldest. Klopp, as much as I don't like him, he can't go on with the same players for how many years? He needs backing. He needs money to buy players. Yeah, like I said before. Let's see what OG is saying. Klopp is one manager I know won't come to Chelsea ever. He said too much against us. Yeah, for sure, OG. Of course, he won't come to Chelsea. We wouldn't have him anyway. We wouldn't have Klopp.
I don't want Klopp at nowhere near
No,
Chelsea Football
no,
Club. No
that
chance.
won't happen in a billion years. That won't happen.
You
John,
don't want
let's
who
come
near
to.
Chelsea?
Sorry,
You don't want who near Chelsea?
Klopp.
Yeah,
Would you
Klopp
take
can't
Klopp?
do Chelsea. Nah. Nah. It depends. If he gets the backing, maybe. But I don't really. Nah.
Bobby says it
No.
as it is. Klopp out. Yeah.
No, that's fair enough.
John,
I admire
yeah,
Bobby's honesty.
yeah. No, it's true though. For me, I never liked Klopp because he's just so biased against us.
Yeah, I know.
Like I said, but Klopp ain't the problem. It's your owners. Yeah, everyone
Mm.
knows that.
What
You
does
have-
John?
Yeah.
think? I want to hear what John.
Yeah, John, come in,
so-
please.
I was going to leave my Joe Gomez story, Dex, to the last of what I was going to say, but I'll maybe start with it. Just to mention Klopp, I know he was taking swipes at Chelsea the other day. I suspect, look, if you look upon these blokes not as coaches but as politicians, I think his anti-Chelsea rant really was a message to the Liverpool board.
Yeah,
I think that's these top coaches are highly intelligent. They know exactly what they're doing, and he probably was having a dig at Chelsea, but primarily his message was to the Liverpool boards. You know, they play games, these blokes, and they're clever enough with words to be able to do that. That's the first thing. The second thing is, I'll tell you a story about Joe Gomez. Liverpool bought Gomez, didn't they, from Charlton?
Mm-hmm.
The coach at Charlton at the time was Damien Matthew, an ex-Chelsea player who always spoke very highly of Joe Gomez. And if you listen to Jason Cundy, now he may have changed his mind, Jason, about Gomez's current form, but certainly when he first went to Liverpool, he was very, very upset that Chelsea didn't get him, especially being a Londoner, David Matthew being his coach, and so on. What he's like of late, I don't know. I've not seen much of him, so I just say that in passing. If I very quickly speak about last night, I'll just say two very quick things. I heard a Chelsea fan earlier, not on here, I have to say, saying that Potter's getting an easy time from the media. Wow, they must be reading a different press to me. Today's Guardian, its full title is the Manchester Guardian. Never forget that. Their inside story is this on Chelsea. Humiliated Aubameyang left out of Champions League squad, and 1/8 of the page is taken up by a disgruntled photograph of Aubameyang. So that's the first thing. On the back page, Barney Ronay, I thought he'd gone to the Athletic. Unfortunately, he has not. There is a portrait picture of Enzo Fernandez, and scrawled across it is 106,800,000 pounds. And Ronay's headline is Bowley's bizarre transfer splurge delivers Chelsea players but no plan.
Wow.
Go a bit down market. Go to today's Daily Mail, not a paper that sits easily with me, nor does Richard Littlejohn in his political piece. And he says this of Mick Lynch, who is the leader of the RMT train drivers, the train trade union. And Littlejohn says this in his article. Lynch sounds more like one of those old school football hooligans chanting, "Hello, hello, Chelsea are back, Chelsea are back." So if that's a media, I see. I saw George Osborne was at the game last night. God help us all. I don't know how many jobs that bloke's got. The last count, it was 6. He worries me more than Hansi Flick being there. I wouldn't read much into the Hansi Flick thing. I thought he's got a long-term contract.
Yeah, yeah, you're right, Jordan. I don't think we're.
Look, last night, I have to say, before I went to the game yesterday, let me say this. I listened to a space yesterday. I won't say whose space it was. It was a well-known Chelsea space, well populated by Chelsea fans. And someone said, who's going to take the penalties? Someone responds, Havertz. A bloke in the background says, he'll miss. Somebody throws out this question: what does it take? What will it take for Potter to get sacked? And I thought, this is before the game.
Yeah.
Wow. And then after the game, I listened to the most expletive-laden, highly personalised criticism of Mason Mount that I've ever heard.
Mm.
It was disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. And those Chelsea fans who are engaging in this bile, and it's nothing more than bile and keyboard warrior bullying to get certain people out of the club, go away. Not wanted here. If you want to criticise a player, by all means do so, but do it constructively. You look at the experience of Arsenal in the last few years before the heavens smiled on them this year. Aggressiveness in and around the ground, outside the ground, sporadic fighting between fans.
Yeah.
Look at United and the Glaziers. Demonstration here, demonstration there. Awful, awful atmosphere. Dreadful, dreadful, dreadful. I fear Chelsea Football Club are going down the same route. I'm not saying that Potter doesn't deserve scrutiny. He does. And that performance last night was unacceptable. Let's get the positives out of the way first. One, to the Jorginho detractors, he got a very, very wholesome round of applause for his contribution to the club before the game.
Yep.
His picture was put up on the screens, so on. The people listened to the commentator, to the announcements, to the announcer properly. He got a wholesome round of applause before the game. Willian, rightly, when he got substituted, got a fantastic reception. Broadly, I would say on the par with Giroud earlier on in the season when Giroud came back with AC Milan. Nowhere near Diego Costa's, I have to say.
No.
When Diego seemingly found himself on the wrong side of the pitch and had to walk around half the ground to milk the applause. So that was good. Noni was his intentions were excellent. He wanted to go forward. Sterling even wanted to go forward. Fofana nearly had a sensational start. But the problem is this. Their contributions were cameos. We were never able to pressure Fulham beyond seconds. We never were able to pressurise Fulham for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Even average sides, certainly winning sides, find ways of winning football matches. And sometimes they can win ugly. We got 3 corners, a prime opportunity to get the ball into the box and have a chance of scoring a goal. What do? 3 successive corners. We failed to beat the bloke at the near post. It's so frustrating to watch. I thought, silly me, Graham Potter and his little mate, I thought...
Dumb and Dumber.
I thought, with these new players, I thought we'd go for, forget tippy-tappy, it's had its day. Let's go for counter-attacking football, play the ball in behind the fullbacks. Not a chance. It was deathly to watch. It was as if Arisa Balaga or Thiago Silva or the lad from Monaco, whose surname I can never ever pronounce, my apologies to him. It was as if one of their dads had bought the ball and you were down the park on a Sunday morning and their dad said, yeah, of course you can play, but only if you pass to my son every other time. It was dreadful. We must be the easiest team in the Premiership to set up against. Let Kappa do his little walkover of the ball. Thiago Silva and the lad from Monaco can pass it 10 times between them. No wonder they've got 98% passing accuracy. My gran could pass the ball like that. No wonder they've got 98%. You get 10 men behind the ball. Easy to defend. Chelsea find it very difficult because we don't have a midfielder. I hate to say it, but Jorginho was one who can unlock defences with one pass. Fabregas was maybe a better model, and so on. That inability to get the ball forward. Most of you are probably too young. There used to be a very well-known coach at the FA called Charles Hughes, and he was much criticised. And he encouraged teams to play percentage football, get the ball forward quickly, work your way up the pitch along the bylines and along the goal line, get some corners. It does revolve around a big barnstorming centre forward, I have to say.
Yeah, that's it. That's what we used to have in nowadays.
Get the ball forward. Just this awful passing around.
Yeah.
It's deathly. It's absolutely deathly. And my advice to Graham Potter is to have a think about his tactics. We need to make best use of the resources, because he's going to find very quickly. He was very jolly yesterday at the press conference, showing off his new stylized teeth, I noticed. They're on his back, I suspect.
Yeah,
they'll be on his back.
We're started already.
He's got to be very, very careful.
God,
he's got to know who his friends are. And amongst his friends is the Chelsea fan base. Now, I can't speak for social media and beyond. I think the match day going crowd are Potter and patient. Let's see how things unravel. The owners ostensibly support Potter, but wow, with those resources, he must do better. And my advice to him is perceptions are very, very important. Someone can correct me on this. I think for the first 5 minutes of that game, he was sat on his bum. Now, I'm not asking him to be a Mourinho. I'm not asking him to be a Conte or a Tuchel. He's got to be his own man. But Graham, perceptions matter.
Yeah.
I was disappointed Chukwuemeka didn't get a go last night. I thought his substitutions made sense. When everyone was worried about the defence last night, to go back to the 1980s coach, Charles Hughes, you don't have to play with a midfield. Just bypass them. Get the ball forward quickly. I wouldn't blame Havertz for his performance last night. Very, very tough. Playing up front along with Spartan service. Ziyech, let's not go there. One or two others, let's not go there. But Graham, we need to see an improvement. Where was the improvement last night? Fulham coach Silva, Mark II, improved from when he was with them as Silva, Mark I. He's a better coach and he's learned from his experience. Mitrovic, better player than he was. Mitrovic Mark II at Fulham, better than Mitrovic Mark I. Why? Because he scores goals. He didn't last night, fortunately. So, up the Chelsea, keep supporting the team.
Yeah. John,
match day crowd is on his side.
For now.
Media can do
John, let's read this comment. I want to stay here. What was the brain behind signing Graham Potter, honestly speaking, because I can't say outrightly that our owners just got him because he's a guy that can give orders to without him questioning them.
Nick.
Yeah. What do you think?
I've got the simplest answer to that.
Yeah,
And it's this: forget about the past. We can't
yeah,
do anything about the past.
yeah. The took
We
whoever's finished.
can't do
Yeah,
anything about the past. We can about the future.
yeah. No, but he said
And
about
my advice is to look forward, not
yeah,
to look back.
yeah. Let me answer you this quote. Yeah, Graham Potter. He does look like he's a yes man. He looks like he's. I don't think he's that. I do think the owners of he's the manager. They're letting him pick the team. He just picks the team, and at the moment he gets it all wrong. Playing players out of form, playing players who are sick and starting them. That's even worse. Complete tactics are wrong. Yeah, there's a lot of things, but we're still going to give him a chance. We won't be screaming yet, but it will come if we lose the next few games. Everything, the fans at the bridge will start shouting for sure. Yeah. Let's go to the ratings, chaps. We haven't come to that. You get this out of the way. Yeah. Well, let me just see what's private. Oh, was that? Oh, that was Max. Oh, yeah. Okay, Max. Yeah, thanks for coming. Yeah. Let's go to the ratings. Let's start with start with Deuces out the top.
Nick, start with me, and then everyone else
right.
can. Yeah, because I'm going to be very clear. That sounds selfish. I don't mean it to. Listen.
Yeah.
I get 10 for going and staying for the whole match.
Yeah, you have to say for the whole match.
The players, we all know who they are. 1 or 2 get above 6, but the rest 5 and below. There we go.
Yeah, okay, thanks, John. Deals. Let's start with Kepa.
7. He kept us in the game. He kept us in the game. Yeah, 7.
Yeah. Bobby.
Yeah, 7. 7 for Kepa.
7 for Kepa. Certify.
He gets an 8 for me. He didn't put a foot wrong.
Yeah, he had a wobbly moment, but that was it. Only a little wobbly moment. For me, yeah, he deserves 7.5. I would give him.
Yeah, well, Nick, we can't really blame Kepa. I mean, the ball, they keep putting him under pressure with this passing from the back.
But the good thing, he was awake. That save he did, when he dived, plus the other one when he was going backwards, he flicked it over. When that who shot that? Was it the Fulham player who done that unexpected shot? And Kepa just saw it at the last second and he flipped it over. He was going backwards. No one remembers. Anyway, yeah, he done all right. He done well, Kepa. Yeah. Let's move on to. Let's start with Cucurella on the left. Deals, Cucurella.
Cucurella's passing was poor. I think off the ball as well, he was poor as well. He's struggling at the moment, I reckon. I'm gonna give him a 5.
5. Yeah, that's fair enough. What about you, Bobby Cucurella?
Yeah, I'll go with a 5 as well because he made some important blocks. But at the moment, I don't know what Cucurella's about. He's all over the place.
Yeah, he's
without purpose.
Yeah. So 5. Yeah, he's trying. You can see he's trying, but he loses a ball or he loses the tackle. But the only good thing I like, he does try to get back and cover his mistake, which he does sometimes, but sometimes he don't. And we're lucky we have Silva and Bashali there to cover for him.
Bobby, you know the thing about Cucurella. I don't know if you like cricket. Left-handed batsmen are very often the most stylish batsmen in the world. Cramp them,
they
look like novices. When Cucurella, you can tell. I'm not a sports scientist, but when he receives the ball and his shoulders are parallel, to the touchline, you know where that ball's going to go, and it's going to go backwards every single time. He's never looking forward because of his body position, and he can't use his right foot.
Yeah, that's a good
That's
answer.
why I would always play Cucurella in a 5 or a 3-5 in midfield.
Well, I think Chu will be back soon. Hopefully, he had some minutes. The quicker he comes back, I think Ben Chilwell the better, and Rhys James as well. We'll be a more powerful team. Definitely. I hope they both start against West Ham. Yeah, so 5, Bobby, you said. Yeah. Certify. Yeah.
It's between 4 or 3, so I'm gonna go 3.5 because this guy he plays. It's like he plays with no brain. Do you get what I'm saying? I mean, like when he's defending, he leaves his position to go and press at another defender, and when he always backs off when a player comes to him. I mean, he doesn't really put a tackle in. I mean, going forward, he.
Yeah, you got cut off, Certify. Well, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Oh, well, you stopped.
I can hear you. I had to
Yeah,
go
you
get
were
a cup
saying
of tea.
Certify. Yeah, okay, 3.5.
Yeah, I said 3.5.
Yeah.
Who's this?
3.5, yeah.
Yeah.
Who's this?
Yeah, I think I'll have
This
to
is
give him 5.
Cucurella.
All right.
Yeah, Cucurella. I'll give him 5, I think. He wasn't brilliant, but he wasn't absolute rubbish either. I think 5, just below average. Let's go to Batshuayi. Deals.
Batshuayi, I'll give him an 8. Yeah, I think he had a good performance still. I think he was composed at the back. He was comfortable at the back, like always. I think he's learning his trade off Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva was giving him tips as well. So yeah, I think he had a good game. Still 8.
Yeah. Bobby. Bobby, are you there?
Yeah,
Bobby.
I was trying to unmute. Yeah, I give Badiashile 8.5. I actually think he was better than Thiago. If there is a fault to finding Thiago is that he slows down the play, whether that's because there's no one in midfield to give the ball to, but he starts all this passing at the back and he really slows it down. Badiashile, everybody was looking to him to make the play, and that said everything. He was pinging 30-yard passes left, right, left foot, right foot. The guy's pure mustard. 8.5 for him.
Yeah, I must agree with you. He's really impressive. Every time, he's only second game, is it? And he's really impressed us. Really.
It's his third game.
Is it third? Yeah, maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. He played the Crystal Palace as well. Remember, Crystal Palace.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, great player. He's going to be even better in the future. Certify.
Badiashile gets 8.5 for me as well.
Yeah.
For me, I don't think he did put a foot wrong as well. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, the way he just slots in this back 4 and just looks so comfortable, especially in a league that's very fast. I'm impressed. I'm actually very, very impressed with Badiashile. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, he gets an 8.5 for me.
For sure.
And can I do on a point Bobby said?
Yeah, go on.
So Bobby, you know the reason why our centre backs everyone tries to rely on our centre backs, and you know what it really tells you? This is why it just tells you Chelsea are the most laziest team in the Prem, because there's no one looking to drop deep and provide options. Even in the way we play, we're just so compact. We're not compact. We're just so spread apart from each other. This is why we're so hesitant. We pass back because we know the players cannot trust their ability to pass somewhere long. Do you get what I'm saying? There's literally not enough support for when a player's in possession. Do you get what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah.
we can credit our work off possession. People can credit the way we press and all this, but even in possession, we just don't work enough. I mean, the
But that's
players
down
around
to the coach, isn't it?
I hope you know what I'm talking about though, because
Yeah.
like when a player has the ball, no, everyone's standing just still. Do you know what I'm saying? Expecting the ball to have wings and fly to them. Do you get what I'm saying? It just don't make sense. And it's an issue that we need to address. This laziness on the pitch. Do you get what I'm
35.
saying?
35. Look, if I were to offer my services to Potter as his PR man, or if I was to offer my services to Mason Mount as his coach, I'd only charge £50 an hour. That's all, no problem.
Yeah.
I'm not a golfer, but my advice to Mason Mount would be to concentrate on his short game. All this defence splitting 20, 30-yard balls, he's not playing well enough. Play a bit more safely, get yourself up the pitch, use the players around you, and I think your form will improve. That would be my advice to him. Concentrate on your short game and things will improve.
Yeah.
I agree, John.
true.
I agree. Do you get what I'm saying? He needs to focus on in the short play, which I mean the basics.
Yeah,
Do you get what I'm
I
saying?
don't understand Mason Mount
But
going.
let's not talk about Mason Mount now. Because
Go on. Let's do the ratings. But we've talked a
when
lot
we get
about
to
Mason
Mount,
Mount.
we'll talk about him. Man.
So you're giving Batshuayi 8.5, you said? Batshuayi.
Yeah, Badiashile. That's his name.
Badiashile.
It's a French name, Ivory Coast.
It's a good, nice name.
Yeah, it's Badiashile. It's an African name from Ivory Coast. So
yeah. I always, when I rush and talk, I'll get it wrong. But when I, calm, I'll get it right. But Badiashile.
What's his first name, please?
Oh, Badiashile.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Benotit.
Benotti.
Okay, it's Benotit.
No, it's Benoit.
Benoit Badiashile. Yeah.
Benoit. God,
it's Benoit.
That's French for you, isn't it?
And tell me, is he in the Ivory Coast squad or under 23s or?
He's French.
No, he plays for France. Under 23s.
France, is he?
No, right, but his nationality is Ivory Coast, just like Fofana.
Yeah,
and Dacho Fofana.
Like Drogba. Yeah, Ivory Coast.
Yeah, it's just that most of the Ivorians migrated to France. So yeah,
that's my French name. How you say it again? Bornay.
It's Benoit Badiashile.
Benoit, that's it. God, keep forgetting Benoit.
Yeah, it's Ivorian name.
I like that name. Yeah, Benoit Badiashile.
African.
Is his English good? Do we know if his English is okay?
Yeah, his English is okay.
I think he's good.
Oh,
I think so.
I saw it on the interview. His English is good, and most people from Africa, they grow up speaking English, anyways.
Okay.
I'm just asking.
Yeah, they speak English.
So what you said 8.5 as well.
Yeah, it's 8.5.
Yeah, and John said before, I don't know if you want to change your ratings, John.
No. For all his virtues,
okay.
I wanted to scream at the end of the game. Do you remember almost the last kick of the game, and he had it on halfway and he launched it forward?
Yes.
Well, I think it's still in orbit.
Yeah, probably is. God, yeah, I was so. Oh God, I was going crazy. A couple of minutes to go, and we still, we thought, and we got a free kick as well. Yeah. We wasted that as well. Yeah.
No, I think he's been a breath of fresh air, isn't he? He's someone who has stepped up to the plate straight away. And it's a shame he's not in the Champions League squad because it'd be interesting to see him against some really, really top class forwards to see how he.
I think is he 21 or 22? He's only young. I'm not sure. 21, I think he is.
Do you know what? When Wesley Fofana comes back, I reckon he's gonna be in that spot.
Oh yeah,
not Koulibaly. I think it's gonna be Wesley Fofana with Silva.
But anyway,
Benoit's 21.
Oh, he's 20. That's
21.
what I said, Bobby. Yeah, 21. I wasn't sure though. Yeah, 21. What a
Same
what,
age as Wesley. Same age as Wesley for Fulham.
yeah.
You got a handle on all of this. Benoit,
Benoit.
he doesn't get into the Champions League squad. Is that right? Or can he
Yeah.
get in?
Yeah,
as
he can't get
Feely?
in.
No, he's out. So is
right.
Fofana. So is
Madueke.
Aubameyang, and so is Madueke.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's talk tonight. Poor old Fofana, his head must be spinning. There's talk tonight of him going to Galatasaray for a year and a
Yeah, I
half.
don't know if that's true or not, but
That's madness. I don't know. I don't think that's true.
I think Pora was saying this before, wasn't he, about sending him on loan?
Why?
I don't think he should
can't
go
train
out on
him.
loan. I think
Huh?
it
He can't
was his
train him.
development.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I know he's young, but we need players like that right now. Anyway, let's move on to Thiago Silva. Deals.
Thiago Silva was class at the back yesterday.
Always is.
Always is El Monstro. He's always shouting at the players as well. He's always shouting like a real leader.
You see how many bottle headers he got?
And you know what's going to be interesting? Yeah. I can't wait to see the link-up play between him and Enzo Fernandez. That's what I want to see. Yeah. Both passionate South American. They're from both from Brazil and Argentinians. They're passionate about their football and how they play. And I think Silva.
Tell me, what is Enzo Fernandez's position? What was his position for Benfica and Argentina? What would you say his position is?
He's attacking midfielder. He's a DM.
He's a DM.
No, he's not a DM.
No, he's not a set. Is he a central DM then, Nick? Would you say?
I think he kind of has that free roam in the midfield.
His right position is a DM. That's what he said. He's a DM, but he likes
a central DM.
Yeah, he likes centre middle. Yeah, and he likes.
What do I know?
But Enzo Fernandez, Enzo Fernandez likes to play.
He's a register. He's a register.
Yeah,
what does
he's
that
a
mean?
proper DM man.
A register,
but he likes to go up and score. He can score, and he can
do. A register is that he can create so much.
Exactly.
But you see what them people are saying about Jorginho.
Lewis, I think you're talking about a deep lying playmaker.
Yeah, that's it.
Answer this for me.
Yeah.
Does he play in the same position as Casemiro and Rodri?
No, he doesn't.
Why is Murphy saying? If
you're talking about pivot wise.
Yeah.
No, I'm asking generally.
No,
Murphy doesn't know shit, bro.
Murphy's talking a lot of rubbish.
When Murphy compares him to Casemiro and Rodri, he's not comparing like with like. He's not comparing apples with apples, is he?
Yeah. For me, he's a proper DM.
He's different towards.
He likes to go up and score, create.
Yeah. Listen, when we get a
Zakaria
back in the field,
you saw him going back. Even last night, first game, he was going back, getting the ball, defending even.
His first instinct was to go forward, which was an improvement.
When he could. He
didn't always pass it forward, but his instinct was to go forward.
When he gets the ball, he will go forward. He won't go sideways. Yeah. But he's a DM. Imagine him, when Kanté comes back, he will do him great. Imagine Kanté and him in the middle.
And Zakaria,
I'm not saying, Zakaria.
That's what I want to see, a 3-man midfield, like JK was saying.
We might see that in the future. Yeah. Anyway, let's, what do you say, who said, what's the
Thiago Silva 8.
8, yeah. Bobby, are you there? Certify.
Yeah, I'm there. Thiago Silva, he gets 8 as well. Does 8. Well. Yeah.
Yeah, and for me, definitely gets 8 as well. 8.5 even, because
Bobby.
For me, Thiago 8. Yeah.
Yeah, Bobby. Thiago Silva
8.
8. Yeah. 8.5. Yeah, same sort of thing. He does it
35,
every.
35. You're going to be green with envy now. I've just cooked the most beautiful cauliflower cheese ever.
I can see you eating it, John.
Ever.
You're making me
Oh
hungry.
man.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
When we
Anyway,
branch out to cookbooks, Nick, I'll send you the recipe.
yeah, do that. Yeah, I mean, and yeah. So for me, Silva, what we're gonna, what we're gonna do without him when he comes to the day he can't play anymore. Unbelievable. But the good thing is, our young players like Bashali, Emba, better say Emba, he's learning of him and learning good. Really, I can see Silva staying here even when he finishes playing. Because he's a great influence and he'd be a great coach, I must say. Silva always every game. That's why and the thing is, like Bobby said, we're gonna play West Ham next week. Then we got the Dortmund away. So do we rest him? Can we afford to rest him? We're gonna answer that when we come to the West Ham game later on.
Nick, I don't think we're in a position where we should rest players
I
because
think we can. I think we can. Wesley's back.
All right,
Wesley's back.
let's do that.
Wesley's back.
Let's do that for the West Ham preview. We're going to talk more about that when the time comes. Let's do the ratings. We've not even gone from the defense yet. Anyway, right, deals. Rhys James.
Reece James has just only come back from an injury.
Yeah.
I think he wasn't the best of his abilities, what he can do. But I'll give him a 7.
Yeah, at least he deserves that. Yeah. Bobby.
Yeah, Reece James back from injury. He struggled a little bit. Just before he came off, he showed some minor glimpses of the old Reece James. I think he was also trying to protect himself by not doing too much.
Yeah.
So
that's what I was meant to say. That's what I was meant to say. What you said, Bobs.
I'll have to unfortunately give him a 4 for this game. He was very below par.
4.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything wrong, really, for me.
No, not really, but we needed more from.
Yeah, we know what he can do.
Yeah.
We know what he can do when he's on, firing 100% fit. God, but for me, certified.
I'm gonna give him I'm gonna give Reece James a 5. And I agree. I think he was trying to protect himself from injury.
Yeah.
And I was kind of impressed with that. Yeah, I was kind of happy he didn't do too much because he's very crucial to the team.
True.
And I think when Malo Gusto comes in the summer, I do think he will get his fitness better because this Malo Gusto guy is a very good player. I studied him a lot. I've seen him. Yeah, I've known him from when he was young. Malo Gusto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right there. Yeah, I have to give Rhys James. I can't give him a less than average mark, so I have to give him 6 at least, just because he was there. I know he couldn't do much. He just come back, but his attitude, he's always there. Even when you see him, the Fulham players trying to push him away. He just went like that, and they were gone, flying. That's what I like about Reece. Proper Chelsea player. He has to get 6, even if because he was there, and he's tough. He doesn't take no nonsense from what's his name, Mitrovic or anyone. You see, Mitrovic couldn't have a good game either, because he wouldn't take it. He wouldn't let him. Yeah, great from Reece James. 6, yeah.
Nick, you tell me what Chelsea player at the moment would have done what Mitrovic tried to do last night and score from the halfway line.
Oh, that was it, yeah.
Get it on target.
On target, and Kepa just about got there.
And go back to corners. Tell me the last time a Chelsea player won the ball on the edge of the box from our own corner.
Well, I
We
can't
don't do
remember.
it. We just
We
don't
don't
do
do
it.
it. No, we don't do it. The problem is we can't even take a corner.
I can't
You know,
take
how many times to our corners? Gallagher was trying.
Oh, did you see that Gallagher one, John?
Yeah, and he couldn't
Oh,
get the ball. He couldn't get past the first man. Then we tried. Who was it? Cucurella took one or two, I think. But same situation, couldn't get past the first player. Then
Deals' mic is echoing.
yeah, is it Deals or John?
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't
Deals'
know.
mic.
Is it Deals? Yeah, it's all right now, I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but when he unmutes his mic,
Yeah. Yeah, that's okay. Anyway, so yeah,
Is it still doing it?
he
yeah,
does
it's
it.
doing it, it's doing it.
Yeah. Okay, he's echoing Deals. I don't know why. Maybe he has to come back in. Yeah. So yeah, the corners, John, is terrible. Yeah, you see, we would Mason Mount didn't try to take one. Usually he takes them because he hasn't been doing it.
No, he's been useless. Even Willian was useless at taking them when he was here. I
You know,
think Gallagher took two, then he was got, and then Chilwell took
then
one, and he
James,
was equally as bad.
even Chilwell, they gave Chilwell the last one. He got it in the box, but it was
Willian's a good player, but the only
Yeah.
problem is that his crossing is horrendous.
Yeah.
Not even with his corners, but in general in games. I don't know.
Look, the only player we
what it
have
was.
right now is Ziyech, who can cross the ball. I know he might want to go, whatever, but he can cross the ball.
But Nick, he only uses one foot. That's just the
Doesn't
problem, and
matter.
he's too
Yeah,
predictable.
but that's all he needs. That needs with left foot.
That shot last night with his right foot was embarrassing.
Oh yeah, all right. Yeah, but what about when he does it with the left, John? Don't forget
he didn't. He was not perfect, but he was woeful last night, wasn't he?
Well, I wouldn't say
Yeah,
that.
he was. You're right, John. He was.
He wasn't
Nick,
the
he was bad.
usual. The
Nick,
last
he was
two
bad.
games he was good, but the thing is, he can take a corner, which we couldn't do last night. It's like, God, it's embarrassing, man. Who said that? Embarrassing. I'll just to mention what Frank Leboeuf said about Graham Potter.
Big up Frank Leboeuf.
Frank Leboeuf, I said it early on. You wasn't all here, but he commented today about. He said this. He can't be because it's embarrassing to watch Chelsea these days, and he said Graham Potter is not the man to take this club forward. That's Frank Leboeuf. You said a few other things about Graham.
Listen, Nick, ESPN, led by Craig Burley, I bet he's combusting at this very moment.
Oh, God, yeah, for sure.
Craig Burley's a cunt. I don't like him.
I don't listen to them. They did test Chelsea Football Club.
Oh, yeah, I know. I agree, John. I know Craig Burley, he hates the club. He does.
As Oscar Wilde said of someone who was criticising him once, he said, spoken like an old school friend, with all the venom of an old school friend.
True.
Honestly, these people.
But, even Frank Leboeuf doesn't like... I'm sure no ex-Chelsea player or legends, like what's going on right now. They like we're buying players here, great young players, but we need a proper manager to manage them. That's what I see. Let's move on to where were we now, James? You said James. We all said James. Yeah, Conor Gallagher. Deals Conor Gallagher.
Conor Gallagher. With Conor Gallagher, right? He was getting into spaces, running like a road runner into spaces, right? I feel that with his press resistance and stuff, I feel that he's still learning his trade. I don't think he's Chelsea level at the moment, but Potter keeps on playing him, and he needs to stop playing him at certain places. Like if you know his natural position, why are you gonna play the player in not his natural position? I don't think that's his natural position to play there.
His natural position, Deals, would you say? What is his natural position? Where is he? Where would we get the best out of him?
The
Like
cam
he
roll.
played for
The cam
Palace.
roll. The cam roll.
He plays like
What does that mean? What's a cam roll?
the problem is his position is Mason Mount's position.
Yeah.
Number
I
10.
remember when Gallagher
Just
played
behind the striker.
on.
Just
I think
behind the
Yes,
striker.
behind the
okay.
striker.
I know. I remember they played
Wait, certified.
Gallagher.
Wait, I'll come to you 1 minute. So Deals, so what you're saying?
Cool.
Just
I'll come
behind
to
the
you.
striker, he plays the best because when he was at Crystal Palace, I feel that there's less expectation on him, and when he was at Crystal Palace, he done good at Crystal Palace. I feel that because he's at Chelsea, I think he's different
not at the
level
right
at the moment.
position. That's why.
Yeah.
I like Gallagher. I like his attitude. He fights for it. He gives you what 100%.
Yeah, he gives passion. He gives passion, but
he's not in his right position. So we mustn't forget.
Yeah,
and where was Gallagher playing last night? Central midfield.
He was in midfield.
He's in a pivot.
He was along,
he's not a pivot player. He's not a pivot
because
player.
he's not. He was in midfield.
What does playing a pivot mean?
Basically, he's in the midfield aside a DM. He's not that
was,
guy.
Alongside Enzo.
He wasn't that player at Crystal Palace. When he was playing at Crystal Palace, he was playing just behind the striker. His position was in a different position. And that's my problem with Conor Gallagher.
John,
I don't think he
John,
plays deep like that.
John, a pivot is just modern speak for two central defensive midfielders.
Yeah,
that's what I was looking for.
Yeah, that's true, Bobby. Bobby answered it well there. Yeah, exactly, that's what it is. So we can't. That's why I don't complain about Gallagher, because he tries. He tries, John, don't he? I mean, you can't say he doesn't try.
No.
Yeah. So how many marks you giving him?
I'm gonna give him a 7.57.
Oh, yeah, that's good. I think he deserves it just about. Yeah.
No. Actually, I'm gonna give him a 6.
6 now. That's gone down a bit.
Yeah. I'm gonna give him a 6.
Okay, 6 for Conor Gallagher. Bobby.
I think long and hard about Conor Gallagher, and of all the sort of players that have been playing recently, he's the guy I seem to have more hope for. My only concern with him is the manager that's training him. I just don't know if Potter will succeed in getting him to do what he needs to do. I don't think at a club like Chelsea, Gallagher's a number 8. We need to forget that. He will never be a number 8 at Chelsea.
Yeah.
Because there's too much quality. He reminds me a lot of Mikel. When Mikel came, he was a number 10. But of course, at Chelsea, he could never be a number 10. So Mourinho told him, go to defensive midfield and adapt your game. And he worked on it, and he did well, and such that we couldn't do without him in the end. I'm looking at Gallagher as that kind of player. However, what Mikel had going for him that Gallagher doesn't was that Mikel was very good on the ball, very technical. And that's his problem. He's not technical. But with his work rate, he can make up for it. And his eye for goal, sometimes he can make up for it and be a little bit more of the sort of John McGinn type of midfielder. And I think we have to keep using him that way. Yesterday, he didn't do much wrong. The sad thing is, why I keep saying we need another defender with Enzo, was there was nobody really to carry the ball from defense to attack. That's why.
But we don't do that. Tell me.
Well, then why are we playing the ball around at the back?
Well, that's because of the style. That's because
the last time
Potter set us up.
Tell me the last time you saw a Chelsea player carry the ball. We don't do it.
Well, we don't do it because we don't have the midfield personnel. Unless Kovacic is there,
Noni tried to do it. Noni tried to do it last night.
Well, Noni, he did, but he's not a midfielder. This is the problem. The
Yeah.
people that are meant to do it don't do it. You know, Kante, when he was there, he would do it. Kovacic, to be fair, he does it, although he doesn't do it enough. We don't have that personnel. I mean, I was watching Declan Rice for Newcastle today. He was doing it very well. And I was thinking to myself, crikey, if he's next to Enzo, we're laughing. So, you know, Gallagher...
I saw the last 20 minutes when Gordon came on, and he did it as well. All those people slagging him off. He had a good game when he came on, I thought.
He also gave the ball away quite a bit.
Good signing.
Yeah, he gave the ball away quite a bit.
Well, though,
and nearly put his
Raheem Sterling played well as well.
Bobby,
yeah,
you know who
Raheem
played well
actually,
today, though? Do you know who
Raheem
played well
actually
today?
played well when we took him off the wings and stopped trying to expect him to beat players, because he never does. But when Detro came on and he tucked in with Havertz, he played quite well. Look, I don't want to be mean to
Let's see
Gallagher.
with Gallagher.
We're
going to come to the other players after
I want to
Gallagher.
Do you
give him
not want to know
a
who
6.
played well today, though? From you know that Everton midfielder that we put a bid in for, Onana. He actually played ball. He actually balled out for them today.
A lot of time.
They all played well today. That's why they beat Arsenal.
Little wonder.
They played really
Sean
well.
Dyche's tactic.
Sean Dyche got them fighting. It was a fight. Won the game. That's why they won. That's what we
and
done.
Little wonder, Nick, that he put that Dakuri straight in. Big, strong bloke.
Exactly. Frank Lampard couldn't get them fighting. That's the problem he had.
Look, when Lampard was at Chelsea, and I would give my advice to Potter is think about that. Frank Lampard, he had a very young coaching team.
Yeah.
He should have got Steve Holland in as his number 2.
Yeah, he made a mistake with that team. Jody Morris, too young. He was good with the youth, Jody Morris, but not good enough.
It's a shame because Lampard played good football.
Yeah, because he didn't have the right team.
Lampard at the time he was still learning his trade, and I still
he was still
learning.
learning.
He played good football.
He's a good manager, but he's still learning his trade. That's the problem.
He needs time. I told you, he needs to go to a lesser club and stay there, and learn like the rest of them. You can't just come into a big club like Everton, or Chelsea, and expect to be great. You can't. It won't happen. Let's move. So Gallagher deals. Was it deals or Bobby?
It was me.
Yeah. So Bobby.
JK.
No, Bob, how many marks you give Bobby?
Bobby gave him 6.
Yeah, I gave him 6. I was going to give him 5, but I thought, no, he put in some effort.
No, at least 6 average game. Yeah, I think he's correct. Go on, Certify. Conor Gallagher.
I'm going to give him 5.5, although I kind of don't want to, but because this guy has so much fight, and I'm very impressed with most of the games he's been starting. Like, I know he's had some stinkers, but there were when he plays well, I mean, he really, really plays well. Like the Palace games, and you know what I mean, and games like Liverpool, he played very well as well.
Yeah,
do you get what I'm saying? But the only problem with Gallagher is just his final end product. In the box, he messes it up, and that's something he can improve in the future.
He always wants one touch too many, doesn't he? That's the problem.
Yes, John, I agree, and that's what I've been saying. He does too much in the box, and also I do remember
you just shoot like you used to. Shoot straight away.
Nick,
that's why.
Nick,
that's
I
why
remember
he scored so many goals because he used to do that before. With Palace.
If he was
for
able
some
to
reason,
just shoot.
Maybe you know what it is because he's young, he's at Chelsea, he doesn't want to make a mistake. He's thinking, oh God, if I shoot, I might get it wrong. I want to make sure.
That's just the problem.
That's too much thinking.
Is we overthink. That's the problem with him.
I like him. I want.
But Gallagher, Nick, he overthinks, but he doesn't let that get to the best of his performance, like Havertz and Mount. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, they overthink, we can admit, but when these two overthink, it's just they have a horrendous performance. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean,
the other thing about Gallagher, every time I see him, every time I go to Chelsea, he gives you everything he has. He's only
He
young.
gives you everything.
Yeah,
I
that
mean, his
day,
creativity.
even against Wolves, when he got was it Wolves? He got sent off at Chelsea
Yeah,
or
but
Leicester. Was
then
it?
that's the only thing. That's the
Leicester, wasn't it, John?
criticism. That's
But
the
I
criticism. Wait,
never
Nick,
know
I'm
what.
not finished.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying Gallagher for me shows fight, which a lot of our players don't. Yeah, go on, carry on. Sorry.
Nick,
I
I'll be
think the
back in.
only.
I'll be back in 2 minutes. I just got to log off. I'll
Yeah,
be
all
back.
right. Yeah,
Okay.
John.
Okay, cool.
No problem, John. Yeah.
For me, the only downside with Gallagher is his work off the ball is quite scary. I mean, when he goes for a tackle,
Mm,
I have a feeling it's going to be a red. I mean, he's so reckless. Like that's just the problem. He's a bit rough. Do you
yeah,
know what I'm
he's
saying? I
rush.
mean, today, yesterday,
Yeah.
there were about I can count it 5-4 ball winning wins he got with the ball, or there were 4-5 fouls he did. And I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, this guy has to be careful. He could get a red. This guy could injure someone. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he needs to work on his discipline more as
Yeah.
well. I mean, I'm quite disappointed with that as well. I mean, his tackles are very reckless. Like he
He
got a
is
yellow, I
sometimes.
think. I think he was
Yeah,
one of them.
he got a
He
yellow.
got
Yeah.
a yellow card yesterday. This
Yeah.
is what I'm saying. I mean, I've heard he gets one more on West Ham, then he's gone. Then he gets a red.
It's
I mean,
bad.
like he gets a red, he gets a yellow every game. I mean, his tackles are just too
Mm.
reckless.
He does
That's
go
just the
in a bit.
problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
He will learn from me. I know he's going to be learn.
yeah, he has to learn from that.
He's
Yeah.
only young, and I'm glad he stayed. And we didn't sell him. Yeah. I'm glad he stayed with us. Really, we need players like him. All right. Um, Plus, the new ones, he will get better. I just know, the way I see him, the way he is. Yeah. So, what you giving him in the end?
I gave him a 5. I gave him a
Oh yeah, sorry,
5.5. Sorry.
five. Yeah. For me as well, I have to give him a 6 average game. 6, I think. Yeah, it's about right. All right, let's go to.
I think a 6 is a bit too high if you're calling it average.
Yeah, but it's average. It's like say marks out of 10. So yeah, 5 is say average 5. Yeah. So yeah, 5. You're right. 5 is average. We're saying 6 is above average, isn't it? Really? Yeah. So yeah, 5. I think I'll give you 5.5. Just a little bit more. Yeah, 5.5 for me. Right. Now we go. I'm gonna leave Enzo after. No, we go to Enzo next. Then we go Mason Mount and Enzo Fernandez deals.
Hello.
Deal.
Yeah. Enzo Fernandez, obviously world class on the ball. Obviously with the tactics that he was given, obviously poor tactics, obviously, but I think with the game plan that he came with, different gravy blood. You saw the passes that he was making, right? You saw the difference that he came with, right? Forward passing, forward thinking, the game knowledge of his passing, different gravy, world class passing. But unfortunately, our attackers can't be able to finish the chances that we create from Enzo Fernandez. Yeah, I hope Potter fixes up their attack. Yeah, because we will be creating a lot of chances from Enzo Fernandez in future games, right?
Yeah.
And our attackers, they need to wake up, yeah, because we're going to be creating a lot of chances through Enzo, right? And that's
For
that's
sure.
that's that's the reality. If we don't bury our chances, right, that's gonna cause mayhem in the dressing room, even more mayhem in the dressing room, because Enzo Fernandez will be looking at himself and thinking, why can't our attackers finish their dinner? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
So
I'll give him a 9 for his
9.
debut. So
Yeah.
world class debut, but unfortunately we couldn't get the win.
Yeah. Okay. Bobby.
Yeah, Enzo, I can't fault him. It was a very
Mm,
good debut. My only concern is his manager. I don't
yeah,
know what this geezer's going to be doing with him. Um, so he hardly put foot wrong. A couple of errors here and there, but that was his first time, and he doesn't know the team. The team doesn't know him. Great through balls, but of course, as Steele said, the attackers just messed it up. So yeah, I give him eight out of 10.
yeah, yeah. Um, certify.
I'll give him 7.8. Um, I'll give
Yeah,
him. He's close to 8, but I do think he did do some errors and in and all. I'm a person who go off performance. Do you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So I'll just look at his performance. I understand it's his first, but I just look at his performance. You know what I'm saying? I'm a logical guy. So
yeah.
7.8. For me, he was a great player. He really controlled that midfield. He really carried the midfield, and
Mm,
God knows what he can be able to do if he has Kante and Zakaria who are
yeah. I
good.
can't wait for Kante
What
to
I'm
come.
saying, I mean, like
Yeah, or
it's
Zakaria.
very very dangerous midfield. I mean, even though we're possibly gonna let some midfielders go, and we're going to bring in Casado, and you know what I'm saying, that'll be great. You know what I'm saying. So for me, 7.8.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. For me,
Nick,
I have to.
Nick.
And
Yeah,
this narrative that I was
yeah.
so annoyed. There was me and you were annoyed. People were saying Jorginho is only because Jorginho was
Yeah.
not
People
there.
are saying
What the
Jorginho.
hell?
Listen,
What? Say
Jorginho.
that
Yeah,
again.
Enzo was a better version of
Jorginho is not
Jorginho.
nothing. Enzo Fernandez
He's
is way better
nowhere
than
near.
Jorginho.
People say we
Way
miss
better than
Jorginho.
Jorginho.
We miss you. If Jorginho played, I guarantee you, I guarantee you, it would be the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Facts.
Yeah,
Enzo, he's getting targeted, but he gets out of that pressure.
now he's different,
Jorginho
and
would
he's only
never.
young. Don't forget, he's 21 or not
Can you
22.
imagine the
Yeah, he's only
disrespect?
22. Now Enzo's gonna be.
The passes that Enzo makes, yeah,
Yeah,
Jorginho is not
The
yeah.
making
Look,
them
passing back
passes.
have
I'm sorry,
stopped.
but
The
I
you
have to
can
say
sideways
that.
passes have
tell.
stopped.
You can tell he's a world class player already for his
Yep.
age.
I looked at
Imagine
Yeah,
Enzo.
but he's still got a
this
lot to learn
guy
as well. He's still
Enzo
got because he's young.
Fernandez is gonna be. He's gonna be the next Messi for me. You know, that's what I can see in him at this young age. Yeah, I have to give him 8 for yesterday first game. If that shot went in,
Like
wait
Bobby
a
was
minute.
saying,
If that shot,
God.
yeah, if that shot went in, which was it was so close, it was inches. He would have got 10 out of 10. He would have won us the game as well. Imagine, but yeah, great player. 8 for me. Yeah, go on, Deals. You were saying,
Like Bobby is saying, yeah,
yeah,
he doesn't know what the manager's doing under
exactly. That's a problem.
playing with obviously with
Yeah,
world
I'm
class
hoping.
talent there.
Yeah,
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 listen.
yeah,
Enzo Fernandez was left in the midfield on his own. On
yeah.
his own. That tells you something, blood. There's no game
Because
tactics there, blood.
Potter didn't have a clue what to do. He didn't have a clue who to put next to him. He didn't know, like we said, he got it all wrong again. But you
100%.
can't keep getting it wrong. How many
He set
times
us
you got
up like a small team. Just to put,
Yes.
like it was just no
Yeah,
game plan. All
oh
we
God,
just
it's
did
too
was let
much, man.
the
That's
team
what
have
I'm
position
saying.
or
You
let the
see,
opposition have the
I'm
ball.
saying
It was just so much.
Now I
it's
understand
time.
why the people are saying that Enzo was isolated in the midfield a little
Yeah,
bit because
he was.
he was out there on his own, defending on
You
his
can
own
see the
in the
player.
midfield.
I put the picture. You want me to put it up again? You can see the
Yeah,
feeling.
put it up.
Yeah, this is why he was doing this. I'll show you again. God, this is why. This is yesterday at the game. Look, this is how he felt.
Do you know I've seen that reaction? Do you know it was
Yeah,
after he made the pass to Ziyech and
yeah,
Ziyech
something. Yeah,
did some horrible
he
touch.
can't believe what happened. That's what.
It was like,
And here,
bro,
look, he's
look at
going.
these
What's
bums
going
up
on?
front.
Look, he's going. What's going on up there?
Yeah.
Come on.
He's like,
Where's
look at
our
these
attack?
bums up front. What are they doing?
Exactly. I feel sorry for him.
Facts,
And
Because-
we'll
JK,
get onto them. We'll get onto them in a minute.
And look, yeah. Anyway, and this is Havertz hitting the post.
fucking
He should have scored. He should have
disgrace,
scored.
cuz.
That
It's a
as well.
fucking
As a
disgrace.
striker,
Yeah,
you should not let that ball bounce.
yeah.
He just
He said
what's
he's
his
not here
problem?
to score goals. Don't forget what he said. I like
Ah,
Havertz. I must say I don't want him gone, but
if he's not
yeah,
here to score goals, then why are you
I'm
in
being
Chelsea?
dead
Why are you at
serious. I
Chelsea?
really have a conversation come the summer, blood.
you know,
If this
if
keeps on happening.
if it carries on like this, he's gonna have
Nick,
to go, my friend.
Nick,
You
he
know,
said he's not here to score goals. Why are you at Chelsea then?
that's a silly
Why are you
comment
at
he made.
Chelsea?
You know, because at the time everyone was other fans were getting on his back because he wasn't scoring and missing and
Nick,
yeah,
when we got rid of Timo Werner, yeah, I was
yeah.
questioning why did we keep Kai Havertz as well? If we're getting rid of Timo Werner.
For me, I like Werner. He was
Because of the Champions League goal, that's
wasn't
why.
used properly.
Yeah, most probably JK, most probably.
You know, all right, he missed so many chances, I know, but it was just the system we had under Tuchel then, I think. That was the problem. Anyway, let's go to without Enzo. Everyone said great things about him. And we come to Mason Mount deals. Mason Mount.
Do you want to get into Mason Mount?
Well, we have to give him the
Mason
marks.
Mount? Listen.
Yeah.
Listen. With Mason
Deals,
Mount,
be honest.
Yeah, be
no.
honest.
Listen, there was a few chances that he gave to Kai Havertz, and Kai Havertz missed it. Yeah, I remember when he was chatting to Kai Havertz during the game. I don't know if you lot clocked it when he was chatting to Kai Havertz and telling Kai Havertz to pattern up. Yeah, there's a few times I did see that.
Yeah.
I did see that, but then again, he was woeful on the assists. What he was trying to do, with making the chances, the long passes was terrible to the attackers. I didn't see no assist, no drive on the ball. Even driving on the ball, he wasn't even driving on the ball. That's the most shocking thing about Mason Mount at the moment. He seems out. He seems off form at the moment. He doesn't seem like
very
the old
bad.
Mason
Not
Mount
just
that we
out
know.
of form. He's very out of form.
You see the old Mason Mount that can track back and that. We haven't
Yeah.
seen that for a minute now.
And where's the Mason Mount who could shoot from anywhere?
Yeah,
Score.
Not
yeah.
only that, where's the Mason Mount?
No, but there was a few
Where's
times.
the Mason Mount that can see
Yeah.
clear runners?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
clear runners. Yeah, facts. Because there was times,
You know,
JK,
before you
JK.
remember how many?
Mudryk was running past and he didn't pass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. There was times that when he messed up the passes to Mudryk as well.
We were screaming, possible.
Yeah.
No. But I don't know what's happened to him, honestly. But so Deals, what are you giving him?
I'm gonna give him a 4 or 3.
4.
No, actually, I'm gonna go harsh. Let me go harsh, blood. Yeah. 0, blood.
0. God, that's harsh. That's very harsh.
My God.
Yeah, cuz I have to be harsh out here, bro. You get me, cuz? Man has to be harsh out here, bro. It's a cold world out here, man.
You
bro.
sure 0?
It's winter time. Remember, it's winter time. Cold world.
That doesn't make him 0. I know he's out of form, but God, yeah.
I'm gonna give him a 0, bro. It's winter time.
You give him what you
it's
want.
cold out here.
All right, let's go to Bobby.
Go on, Bobby.
Bobby Mason Mount, please.
Yeah, Mason, very disappointing. 4.
4.
Yeah, I understand that. Certified.
Oh, Bobby, that's a bit too nice. So that's way too nice.
Yeah. What are you saying?
I had a look at a tactician. I sent it to you all in the group, and not only he did videos. I think he did about 6 videos on Chelsea's losses and draws. You know what I'm saying? And teams that have dominated us as well. When teams hit us in the transition while we attack, do you know why? Do you know the opposition starts the transition from Mount?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Did you know that?
Yeah, I
It's
see
crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, he can press. That's just all. But when he goes up the field with the ball, the transition starts. You know what I'm saying? The counter attack starts. Most of the
yeah,
most
yeah,
10
go
of
on.
the last. Let me wait, Nick. 5 of the last goals that we conceded on the break have come from him losing the ball. It's crazy. It's crazy, and it's
Mm,
not me making it up. I will send you. I'll send you the statistics in the group. I mean, people can blame the midfield and all of this, the DMs that are partner,
yeah.
but in reality, who's up
No, that's
front?
gone away now,
Up,
JK, bro. Jorginho's
huh?
gone, bro.
This is what I'm saying. People are blaming the midfield and the DMs, and I have. Do you get what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
if that guy up front, Mason Mount, is continuously losing the ball
Yeah.
and causing these transitions, then
So
it's him
yeah,
that's the problem. To
yeah.
the, then
He because
I
he's.
don't like to criticize Mount. I love
Yeah,
him. Look at my profile picture.
I know what you're saying. I'll say the same. I want to see Mason Mount, the guy we knew. We've
But
lost it.
Nick,
This
you
is
said
not
he's out of
Mason
form.
Mount. Yeah,
This
but
type of out of
it's
form.
Potter's fault. You know, drop the guy, let him rest,
It's
let him
Potter's
have a
fault.
break. He
It's
But
can't
when
Potter's
play
he
fault,
gets
every
son.
rest, Nick, when it's a rest, I'm talking
Yeah,
7, 6, 8 games rest. He needs
he needs to
and he
come
needs
out
a
the
long
team.
time
Yeah, he
to,
needs
to,
to
to
come
stay
out
on
the
the
team for a
bench.
few games because
Not
you
a few
can't. And
games, more
I
than that.
guarantee you, he will play against West Ham as well, and we could go and lose there because of
Joao
Potter.
Felix has to play
Yeah,
on in the
let's.
10 role. No,
Yeah, but
Nick,
let's. Well,
Nick, Nick, Nick.
Potter is Potter. This is Harry Potter. You know, so let's see what he does.
I
Because
understand what you're saying,
you know what I mean. I
but
wouldn't
Nick,
be surprised.
my
Because
point
yeah,
is
yeah,
this:
yeah. Go on.
people have said he's out of form. It's. I agree with Deals. It's worse than this. It's
It's
worse
worse.
than
Yes,
out
it
of
is.
form.
It is worse. Yeah, I've been
I
saying it all
mean,
the
as
time.
John said, he's
Yeah.
not doing the basics. This is why he said I advise Mount to start playing short, and those are the
Mm.
basics, and he's not doing it.
It's not doing that either. So
So
he
what?
has to. Uh,
So for
yeah,
me,
I
my
blame
rating.
Potter for playing him and listening to him because he said, you know, I'm Mason Mount. I have to play. So Potter is at fault again.
He is at fault, and we'll get
Yeah.
onto Potter after. But
Yeah,
still,
we leave it to last. So yeah, so what you're saying?
Mason Mount,
Yeah,
I will understand Deal's giving him a 0, but
yeah,
there were little bits of his game that he deserves a 1. 1 because
yeah.
what's it called? If you asked me and tell me what was the positive in Mason Mount, at least what did he do to impact the game? I
Can't
it will,
find
it will
nothing.
take me until 70 years old to find out
You
what
didn't.
I don't know.
You didn't
I don't
do
know.
anything really. You didn't do
I'm
nothing
trying to
for
look for
me.
positive. Because people say I need to be. I'm trying to. I'm literally
You
trying to.
can't. We're
If I
only
have to take
saying
5,
the truth. Yeah.
if it has
We-
to take at least 5 rewatches of the game of the full
mm.
or of the game and just watching Mount,
Yeah,
then
it makes
but
you know
bro, I
what?
can't.
It makes me really feel bad because every game we do, you know, every reaction show we do is always Mason Mount, you know, and he's not on form.
I know, and I
I
don't
don't
like
like to
it
do it, but he is. That's the problem, and
because
I blame Graham
he's a
Potter.
big part of he's a massive part
Yeah,
why
I blame
on why we don't attack
Potter.
well.
Yeah, and that's why I blame Potter so much. He has to drop him before he ruins him completely. That's what he's going to do with Mason Mount. So yeah, I blame Potter. If it was Jose Marino, he wouldn't have two. He would have, you know, keep playing him like this. He will get him on the bench, tell him you're not playing or not in the squad. He won't put him in the squad, and you know, make him, you know, get back. But Potter, no. That's why I don't understand this manager. You know, I don't. So yeah, I have to give Mason Mount. I'm afraid. Yeah, 4. I can't say any more than that. Really, I'm being generous. Yeah,
A 4 is too high.
yeah, he is really. But all right, yeah, all right. We have to give him
Nick,
3.
you have to be
3.
real. I know people
Yeah,
have a go at people for criticizing Mount. I mean, Do you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I
but
understand.
you know,
But
I don't blame the player. You can't. It's not the player's fault if you know your name's on the team sheet every game. That's
JK,
Potter.
JK, you know
Yeah.
at
how
the
long
end
I've
of the
been
day,
backing this guy, bro?
at
Do you
the
know
end
how
of the
long I've
day,
been
he's
backing
on
this
the
guy,
pitch.
bro?
So
I hate attacking players. If our players, you
it's
know.
Potter's
Yeah,
fault,
no,
Nick.
but do
Yeah.
you
I
know how long
know,
I've been backing
but
Mason Mount for, bro? Like I've
huh?
been backing him for a time, bro.
Oh
And
yeah, I know
Same,
you have. Oh
same.
yeah,
Last
we all
season,
have. But
last
he's not
season I
on
backed
form.
him.
Yeah.
People were saying he was rubbish and all that. I was literally, I defended him. Nick, when I first met you, I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? No, everyone should not get on Mount. People were getting on Mount. I was like, bro, you man need to
Yeah.
chill down with Mount because
Because
this guy,
look,
he's performed week in, week out for us.
he's a
He
lot of
but
won't
I
get any
blame
games
goals.
now.
Potter,
It's
You know
too
what
fam.
I'm
long
I
saying?
without
blame
a
Potter,
form.
fam. I
Too
blame
long.
Potter.
Yeah, of
And
course
I
it
Potter
blame
is.
should
Potter.
know
I'm
this,
blaming
bro.
Potter. I have to
Yeah.
blame Potter. But for me, I need to look at although it's Potter's fault, at the end of the day, he's still playing on the pitch, if you get
Yeah.
what I mean. So we need to
Yes,
look at his
it's true.
performance.
I mean,
Yes, but
yeah.
it's style of play as well, bro. Like, bro, let's be real, yeah.
So in a minute,
I
and
see
we'll
I
talk
see
about
Gallagher
Potter, because
and
bro,
Mason Mount being in the striker
Yeah.
position, bro.
Potter is
Anyway,
starting
That's
to
not a
lose me.
player's fault, fam. That's the manager's fault, bro.
he's a manager.
That's
We all agree he's a
that's a style
manager.
of play fault, fam.
That's why I said Potter's not the right guy. How many times I have to keep saying it every day. Anyway, but yeah, hold on. I'll give him 2.5 for being on the pitch. Yeah, let's move on to the
Wait, John is back.
John,
yeah,
ask John about
John
Mason
is
Mount.
back. Well, John told us about Mason Mount before. John, any comments on Mason Mount?
Oh look, I'm a Mason Mount fan. I'm a Kai Havertz fan.
I know you're a Chelsea fan. We know
Yeah.
that.
Um,
And like us, we most of us here are real fans. But we,
it's naive.
Yeah,
Sorry,
go on.
it's naive of anyone to say that Mount is playing well at the moment because he quite clearly isn't. Now it's Potter's job to get the best out of him. Now, whether that means I would give him a rest at West Ham. Look, do you know what Moyes is going to do today? That lot will fly back from Newcastle. He'll say, have the rest of the week off. We'll meet at 6 o'clock Friday evening, drive to the hotel.
True, yeah.
And two tactics next Saturday, get in their faces. And when they have the ball, get behind it. Easy peasy.
It's true.
And that's where Graham Potter has got to improve.
That's what we all agree. We all agree about Mason, and that it's Potter's fault for playing him. Just drop him, give him a rest. Just leave him, put him on the bench or leave him out of the squad. Leave him out for a few games.
I would definitely play him. I would definitely play him in the Dortmund game.
And by the way, what time are we playing West Ham next week? What time are we playing?
Half
12:30. I have to wake up early, you know.
You are kidding me. 12:30.
That's the worst time. We don't. Chelsea hate playing at 12:30 games. We all know that makes it even worse for us.
Even for me, at 12:30 games, I have to wake up very, very early.
If you're gonna go, you have to. Yeah.
From where I live in southeast. So Stratford is about, I think, almost an hour. It depends what ground I take to the Stratford.
Train. You have to go underground.
I have to go and train, but still, I need to wake up early because I need to meet my friend up at Bermondsey. Do you know what I'm saying?
You have to go early. Even me, I live in East London, East and North London, whatever. I'm not far from West Ham.
Nick, are you going?
I don't know yet. I'm waiting.
No, I am. Do as I am, though.
John, are you going?
I don't know yet if I can get a ticket.
No, John doesn't go away games.
I can't do away games at the moment.
Yeah. So we all agree it's Potter's fault for Mason Mount. Really.
What about Bobby? Are you going, Bobby?
Sorry, going where?
Are you going West Ham?
Away game. Upton, but no, I'm not going.
No. Yeah. Anyway,
I'm not going away. I'm not going.
Yeah, I hope I can get a late ticket or something.
No, I'm not really in the away end. I'm with the home end. It's just my friend he's a West Ham season ticket holder.
God. Yeah,
And
so
then
you can't
what's it called?
shout.
He
You
asked if I could
be
come
careful.
along. You know what
Be
I'm saying?
careful sitting next to them West Ham fans, bro.
West Ham are crazy. Yeah,
Don't worry,
not
I've
shout
done it
if we
before.
score.
I've done it
You know,
before. It's not really that.
the good thing is we ain't gonna score, so you'll be safe. We ain't gonna score.
Oh, I'll just be with these West Ham fans just talking rubbish, man.
Yeah,
I'm
imagine.
telling you,
Yeah.
you don't know the things that when they play Chelsea, you don't know the things they talk. They're absolutely shameless.
I
They're saying,
know
oh,
West Ham. I hate West
you know,
Ham.
they had the guts to say we have no history when we've
Yeah, oh, yeah,
literally
they
won
sing.
more
They
in
got
their
a song
history.
for us.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
yeah, but they're very funny, man. Anyways,
Wherever you
Well,
might
when they
be,
get
Chelsea have
relegated
no
this season,
history
let's
and
see
all
what they're
this shit.
saying then. We could
Yeah.
get Declan Rice on a cheap.
I mean,
yeah.
Oh
football
God.
fans.
Anyway, let's come back. We come to West Ham later on during the week. We're trying to do the lineup ratings. So we said about Mason Mount. Let's go to Hakim Ziyech. Deals.
Listen, Hakim Ziyech, yeah, he was
Mhm.
poor on certain times when he was getting his chances and stuff. Enzo
Yeah.
Fernandez gave him a beautiful pass, yeah, and then he went to go fluff his lines, yeah, on the ball. And another thing as well, yeah,
Yeah.
when there was a time where he gave a beautiful pass to Havertz, and Havertz
Yeah.
messed up
Yeah.
his lines. That was the best part of Hakim Ziyech's game yesterday, where he gave a beautiful pass to Kai Havertz. But then with Hakim Ziyech, yeah, I was surprised.
Yeah.
I was surprised that he was in the starting lineup because he wanted to move to PSG, and I was thinking, well, why is Potter starting him? That's another thing. That's another thing as well. Why did Potter start him if he knew that he wanted to leave the club?
Potter doesn't know what he's doing, and
Exactly, he doesn't know what he's doing with starting him.
But 1 minute he's saying he wanted to go, then the next he's saying he was saying well, he has been training. He's a professional player, so that's why he's in the squad.
It looks like he doesn't want to be there as well. It looks like he doesn't want to be there.
If he wants to go, good luck to him. That's what I say. But yeah,
the way he's playing, Nick, yeah, do you think he wants to be at Chelsea? Yes or no?
Before yesterday, he was our best player.
Yeah, but what I'm asking you a question: Does it look like he wants to be at the club? Yes or no?
I can't see. It doesn't show me he's that unhappy. When he come off, he looked a bit. Of course, any player what goes off is unhappy. When he was taken off, he didn't look too,
bothered.
Yeah, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think I'll give him a. I'm gonna give him a 2, just because he gave that created time to Havertz and Havertz missed it.
2, that's very bad. A low one.
I'm giving him a 2, bro.
Yeah, all right. Bobby, what are you gonna give Ziyech?
2 for Ziyech.
2 as well. Certify.
1.5.
Yeah. So I have to give him 3 because he's the only one who can, cross the ball. I have to give him 3. All right, 3 for him for me. If he goes, he goes. I say anyone. I don't want to see players who don't want to be here. You know that. But he has been our best player recently. Yesterday there was no one except Enzo and Silva and Batshuayi really good, really. Yeah, so yeah.
And Kepa.
Badiashile. Keep telling me, Bobby, because I get.
Kepa,
of course.
In the game.
Kepa's number 1. He's been great since he's come back. Full marks to Kepa, and I knew it because he was so, like he acted like a proper professional.
I think it was out with him and Enzo man of the match for us.
For us, yeah, it's hard to choose. I would say, Badiashile could, he's well had a great game. It's hard to choose a man of the match for us. I think it's out of them 3 and Silva 4. Out of them 4, really for me. But anyway, let's go. We haven't done Mudryk. He didn't get a second half, but for his first half, couldn't
He looked
really
like
do
he had
much.
a cold, Mudrick. He
He
didn't.
was
You see
ill,
the
man.
abilities that he done at Liverpool. I
He
think
was ill.
he looked more.
Yeah.
He looked rough. He looked rough.
Yeah, because he
Yeah,
wasn't. He shouldn't have
yeah.
started the
Well,
game.
that's
Yeah,
a Potter issue. Potter should have never started him.
that's why
So
you
I'll give him a 2 for showing up.
know. Yeah, I don't blame the player. It's Potter I blame. Yeah, go on. Bobby. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Modric.
unfortunate about Modric.
Yeah. God. Yeah.
I personally don't think he had a cold. I have no evidence of this. I just don't
Yeah,
think
but
he had
that's
a
what
cold.
Potter said that after the
Potter.
game.
To be fair to Potter, I think Potter was just trying to cover for him. I think he froze.
Maybe.
The young
Yeah.
player, Stamford Bridge, his first game. I think he froze personally.
I don't know.
I don't think the way Mason was playing in front of him really helped him. And it was right to take him off. He should be coming on a little bit. His fitness, is bound to be an issue since he hadn't really played league football since November. So I'll give him a 2. Give him a 2. I won't start him against West Ham, but Potter, you could do anything.
Let's see what happens then. Yeah, 2. Yeah, I mean, he's hard. I like the player. He's a great player. But on his day, he's gonna be great. He didn't look right yesterday. Sick or not sick, I don't know. Just didn't look right.
I think Potter got those comments 100% wrong.
Yeah.
A more experienced coach would have. People just ridicule him over the cold bit. That's a nonsense. He should have said it. He should have said it was always our plan to play him for 45 minutes only. He hasn't played much football, etc., etc., etc. Why he came out with the why he came out with the cold? Because I think he was probably being honest, but in reality, in dealing with the media,
he shouldn't have said it.
It wasn't. It's not the most important thing in the world, but that's where he's got to be a bit more street savvy. Like his coaching, he's got to be a bit more street savvy.
That comes into it. A good manager, knows what to say. God, how can you come out and say, that's the truth, like John said. He had a cold, but he should never say that.
Yeah, no one's asking to lie. Just say, look, because it was always
which manager doesn't lie? They don't tell.
I think you'd be in huge problems if you lied about that.
You see the problem.
That's the
this
thing.
guy is
That's
too
the thing.
nice.
I don't think Potter lied about that. Because if he did lie about that,
he didn't lie. That's what I said.
If
he
he lied about that, of him having a cold, the board would have said something to him.
And even the board would have known if he's lying or not.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. The board would have said something to him.
The board wouldn't know if he's lying or not anyway. So
okay, chaps. So who was it? Bobby, you give him 2. Now come to you.
Bye, guys.
What's that?
Wait, sorry, I was talking to my cousin. Sorry.
Oh, oh my God.
Sorry.
Yeah, go certify.
Yeah, so Mudrick for me, I'm gonna give him. Okay, just should I be nice or should I just be logical?
I don't blame Mudrick for nothing, really, myself. It's not his fault.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not his fault though, but I'll give him. I'll give him 1.5 as well.
Yeah.
I'll give him because what's it called? For me, I wouldn't blame him because most of the space he was trying to attack was taken up by Mount. And also Cucurella didn't really help him either.
Aye, JK.
Yeah.
You read James's just Insta post just a minute ago.
No, I have a look at that though.
He just said, listen to this post. What he said, yeah.
What did he say?
If you got to persuade them to help carry the bricks, they ain't the ones to build with.
Oh wow, Reece James.
What did he say? Say
that again, please.
He said. Reece James said, if you got to persuade them to help carry the bricks, they ain't the ones to build with.
And who do we think that?
Ooh.
Who do we think
What does
that's?
he mean by that? That is
Really
a
confident.
telling
You
point.
think that's you think oh well, there's a lot to take in from that, but for
Mm,
me, Modric, yeah, he gets 1.5, but Cucurella didn't help him either as
no.
well. Like he was giving passes to Modric, like and Mason Mount was literally isolating his area. I don't know why.
Mm,
I thought he's a 10. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
I
yeah,
thought
and
I thought Mudryk was just the classic first. He was just trying too hard, and it wasn't going for him.
trying, yeah, that's the problem.
yeah,
And
you're right.
also for me, about the cold thing, I do people I don't know whether to believe it or not. It's either he did have a cold or it's just Potter just covering ground. But then even if Potter covers ground, he also puts himself in some stick
Yeah,
as well. He also puts
that's
pressure
right.
on himself
You,
because
it's like what
people
John said it
the media will
before.
question, yeah,
Yeah.
the media will question. I agree with John.
Mm,
The media will even question why did you start him? Then why did you start
exactly.
him? So it's
Uh,
best just to be honest.
silly
Do you know what
question.
I'm saying? This
Silly
is why I don't think
answers.
he's the. That's why I don't have a feeling like
Oh,
that Fulham game. He's lost me in that Fulham game because
yeah.
he just certain stupid things he's done. Like yeah,
Too
like I
many,
don't
too
see him.
many
I
things.
really don't see this guy. I don't know if he's the guy to take us forward,
Well,
but I'll
we
back
come
him.
to
I'll
pot
stick
at
by him.
the last. Yeah. Anyway, so what do you say? You said
1.5.
1.5. Okay.
Unfortunately, sorry.
Yeah, we can. He's not. Yeah, I have to give him two. I think. Yeah. And let's go quickly for the last lot. We're going. We've been. Um, we got Havertz left. Then a couple of subs. Right, Carl Havertz. Deals.
Kai Havertz.
Yeah.
Kai Havertz. With Kai Havertz, obviously, he was missing a lot of chances. Um, the chances that he has been given on the plate, and he's missed them. Yeah, don't come with that excuse saying that he's not a number 9 because I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear that he's not a number 9 because how long has he been playing this position for? A long time
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
Mm.
So obviously with Kai Havertz, I'm gonna give him.
But Deals, he might not be a number 9 to play on his own up front. He might be a number 9 with two up front.
Maybe,
Lone nine.
but that's the manager's fault. That's the manager's fault. That's the manager's fault to on that as well. But
Yeah, then
again,
Potter will not
it's
play with two strikers. That's the thing. He will
yeah.
play
But
with one.
listen. I don't want to hear. I don't want to keep on hearing that. Oh, he's not a number 9 because how long has he been in this position for? You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like he knows that when he gets these chances on the plate, why are you missing them for?
What
You
was
get me?
what
Why
was
are
the
you missing them for?
formation last night then? What was the formation last night?
No,
It was
don't. There's no
four.
blame on formation.
Was
No, listen.
it
It's a
was
blame on.
four? Was it
It's a
four,
blame
three,
on
two,
everything.
one?
Yeah, but when you
Yeah.
can't be missing them chances. What you're getting on
No,
the plate,
yeah,
bro.
too many chances. It's not just last night. Too many easy chances he's been missing as well.
Exactly.
How many the last game that header he could have
For
scored.
me, it's not only about the chances missed. It's more
On the
even
ball as well. When he's on
even
Yeah,
the ball, he's not
he
that
has not
guy.
got
He's not that
no
dribbler.
technicality on the ball. Like when he is on the ball, he does not do.
yeah.
I don't know what he's like. You can expect him to lose the ball,
Mm.
basically. Like, he just
So
for me, just
how
everything
much
just
you
hasn't
giving
got
him?
it.
How
Yeah,
much am
sorry,
I
sorry.
giving Kai Havertz? I'll be real.
Yeah,
I gave Mason Mount a 0, so I'm gonna give him a 0 too.
0. Okay. All right, Bobby.
Kai Havertz. This is
Have it.
why he's partly why I'm worried about the West Ham game,
Yeah.
and I don't think we can score there. We don't have enough. We don't have enough strength. Don't have enough physicality. We certainly don't have enough clinical finishing at the moment.
Mm.
I give Kai 3. Simple. He wasn't impressive at all.
No. Yeah, you're right. Same. Yeah, I'll give him 3. But yeah, he should have at least scored 1 goal. But how many times are we going to keep saying this? It's getting really bad. really depressing for us. Every game, same stories. God. Yeah. So yeah, let's do all the subs quickly though. Just marks, boys.
I haven't rated
Oh yeah,
Havertz.
sorry. Oh God, sorry, Certify. Yeah, go on.
Yeah,
Yeah, Havertz.
Havertz. I gave Mason Mount a 1, but Mason Mount was better than him, so 0. He just
No,
everything on
God,
the
yeah,
he just got everything
he
wrong.
just
That's
missed everything.
he just
Yeah,
did everything wrong. Like I don't see a positive in his game. With Mason Mount, I can at least
well,
say he at least tried to give an assist to Havertz, but still, this guy Havertz,
bad.
he presses
So
from the front, but then
very
his
bad.
ball is just this. Why, if you're a striker and a false nine, why do you have to drive the ball wide for? Like
Mm.
he just does things. I'm like, what? I mean, even a turkey would have had the brains to play. This is the thing. Like it's like he plays with no brain. That's just the problem. I mean,
Yeah, I don't
let
understand
me just
the
let
way.
me just stop. Let me just stop.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So sh- let's do quickly. Aspie and Sterling and Aspie. Um, I think Deals is gone. Bobby, what do you think about Aspie?
Aspie just came on for a short while.
Yeah, he did.
He
Yeah,
didn't do much wrong. I didn't like the way William was skinning him though. So
yeah, he was. Yeah,
4.
yeah. Certify, you
And
there? Or you gone?
I'm
Yeah,
here.
sorry.
I'm here.
Sterling,
Oh,
uh,
you're here. All right, good. Yeah,
and
go on,
Sterling.
Bobby.
I think Sterling did quite well. I'll give Sterling a 6.
Yeah, yeah, it wasn't too special for me, but he tried. Yeah, go Certify. We get Aspie and Sterling.
Okay, and there's Madueke as well. I'll go for him as
Yeah,
well.
we come to Maduki
Yeah.
last.
Yeah, so Aspi, he gets 3. He tried at least.
Mm,
But
yeah,
at the end of the day, Willian had a field day with him, just like Willian does when he plays every
yeah.
team.
I
Do you know what I'm
love
saying? I
William.
mean,
He's a great player
I
for
love
us.
Willian.
Yeah,
Even at 34, it
even
kind
at
of look at
Fulham,
him.
I still love William. Always have.
Yeah, he's a player I've always rated him, but the only problem, the only thing that we're lucky is that he didn't cross well. That's just the only thing. He can't
Yeah,
cross. That's
he
just the
nearly
problem.
scored as well, though.
Yeah,
Could
he
have
almost
scored.
scored, but
Yeah.
when he was crossing, I think that's where he made Reece James look good. Because
Mm,
we all know Willian can't beat the first man with his crosses, and I'm
yeah,
sure Fulham fans will be frustrated with it. But for me, Aspilicueta gets a 3. Sterling he gets a 6 as well because
yeah.
we played much better when he was there. He was coming deep.
Yeah, well, we
He
did
was helping the
second
defense.
half. We had more attack going on second half, didn't
Yep,
we?
he was
Yeah,
trying. He was getting the ball forward. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, he was helping Enzo a lot. And John, I don't know if you've realized, but have you realized when Enzo was in
mm,
trouble, Raheem Sterling would come deep to create himself an option. Do you know what I'm saying?
I thought
Yeah,
mm,
Sterling did okay when he came on. Sterling,
yeah,
mm,
on it, and like Fafana, his intention was to go forward.
yeah,
mm.
Okay, nothing very much came off, but I'll give him credit for that.
yeah. So I'll give him a 6.
Yeah,
Sterling was very good for me.
yeah, yeah. Sterling was okay. I'll give him 5.5. Because of the IRA's first game back, we can't criticize too much. Yeah, I think 5.5. Yeah. Uh, who lives Maduki and Fofana, though, we mustn't forget. They came on not for long, but they came on and they showed, they're good players, really. What do you think, Bobby? Maduki and
For far,
Fofana.
Maduki, yeah, he didn't do anything wrong. I'll give him 7. He had a good debut. Fafana, because he was not given a chance and he came on, he was hungry, fight, great movement in the 18-yard box, nearly scored a goal. I'll give him an 8.
Yeah, they didn't come on for long, but they showed us what they're capable of. Yeah, new certified.
Yep, I'm going to give for their time on the pitch, they're both gonna get an 8 for me.
Yeah,
Because they didn't put a foot wrong. Do you get
no,
what
they
I'm saying?
didn't. Yeah, they showed us. Yeah,
Madueke impressed me so much. I
yeah,
mean, this guy, I swear this guy came back from an injury from PSV. It's crazy. I
he was
mean,
good. Yeah,
there were 3 players on him, and he managed to get out
yeah,
and carry on running to the halfway to the box. I mean, bro,
yeah. They really impressed me. Scott, both of them. Yeah,
Madueke, bro, you know this guy, he's got a bright future ahead of him. Remember, he's only 21.
yeah. I know. He's very young as well. Yeah, he's got a
I loved
future.
his interview, his first interview, whether at Cobham, I presume it was.
Yeah,
And I thought he's got something about him, this lad, and I liked it. Now, is he a right-sided, left-footed player, or is he a left-sided, left-footed player, or a
He's
bit of both?
left-sided, left-footed, yeah. But
No, I know he's
Johnny's,
left-footed.
yeah.
Is he a left footer that prefers the right flank, or is he equally comfortable on both?
He's both. He's actually plays on both, but he's been playing on the
yeah,
right recently.
On the
yeah.
right, yeah. No, I well, um,
And he's more of a goal-scoring winger. So I've
That's what
looked
we
at,
need.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Good. Yeah, for me as well. They have to get 8 each. Great.
Fafana did very, very well as
Yeah,
well. I
for
mean,
the small time they
the
have.
confidence in this guy,
Yeah,
he deserves this. He deserves
yeah.
to
It's
start for
true, but
West Ham. He really
I hope he
deserves.
doesn't go on loan. They want to send him on loan. I heard,
Thank
but
God we didn't get him. Bring it. Yeah, thank God we didn't let him go on loan because
no, yeah,
his
but they
oppor-
still might. Yeah, they might still do that to the
they shouldn't. They shouldn't.
Galatasaray. They still having their window in Turkey is open now.
But
That's the
then it
problem.
depends on Potter.
Yeah, it's
Is Potter going
Potter.
to have the
That's the
brains
thing.
and start him? That's the thing.
Or is he going to send him
I'll
out?
be careful with that story. It only came from
Yeah, we don't know if it's true, of course,
one baseless
Bobby.
source.
Yeah, someone said it, but we don't know. Hopefully, it's not true anyway. But we come to the last man. That's the manager. Yeah, go on, Bobby. What are you going to give Graham Potter? We'll just give him a mark. We said a lot about him,
2.
but he's
Not impressed.
no, not at all. But he's still in or out for you.
Well, he's in not by choice. He's in because we don't have a choice.
All right, yeah,
You
but
see what I
say,
mean?
what's your preference?
I
mean,
would.
For right
If
now, say, like, is he?
for right now he has
Do you
to
think he's
stay
a
in.
future manager for us?
I don't think he's the future. I don't know where
Yeah,
he can take us.
exactly. That's what I've been saying. Yeah, Bobby. 2 is a good mark really for getting nearly
I think it's
everything
lower.
wrong. What?
I think it should be
Say,
lower.
you have your
Yeah.
yeah. What are you gonna give him?
He gets a 0.
0. Yeah,
He
I
didn't do.
agree.
He did nothing right.
No, even his press conferences before the game and after uh, didn't wasn't good.
He's starting to show attitude towards unnecessary simple questions. I mean, I don't like it. I don't.
I don't like it at all. You know my feelings on it. It's time to go. I'm
These
afraid.
facial expressions are as if, oh, whatever. It is what it is, isn't it? No.
You
They need
see,
to
I
stop.
said those. I'll never forget. Rest in peace, Claude, Arsenal fan, but always a great fan for me because never
Time
spoke
to go.
badly. At the games, he was a great fan. I'll never forget his words, and he was always right. Time to go when he
Yeah.
was saying it was time to go.
I'm not really Potter out yet. I'll give him.
No,
I'll give him like 6 games or 8
God,
because, bro,
yeah. Well, that's
like,
going far. You're very,
yeah, because realistically, I don't think they'll sack him now. The board was. I mean,
even if
they had a look at Hansi Flick.
no,
Hansi Flick's a good manager. Let's be honest. He's like, and look at
I
his,
don't
and
know.
okay, Nick,
Yeah,
do you know the Bayern Munich team in 1920?
yeah,
That's the one he managed.
yeah. I know Flick. I know he was
Did you
great at
see the
Bayern
football?
Munich.
The way he was destroying
I
teams.
know. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
then though. He's a German manager now, and he ain't a bad manager. I'm not saying he's a bad manager, but there's better out there for us. I don't think for us he's the right one. We need a proper tough manager, really.
Yeah, but then Nick, we have to look realistically. The
And
thing is that
that's who
Potter,
you know who I'm talking about.
Todd. The thing is, Todd will
Yeah,
go in for a ruthless manager like
mm,
Jose, but the problem is this: he
yeah.
wants the football to be entertaining. That's the
I know,
thing.
but he also wants results.
Yeah,
Results is he's the we will be. We wasn't that with Moreno. We were we wasn't that not entertaining. I don't get that. We had players like Drogba, we had Terry, we had Lampard, uh,
yeah, we play good
Robin. I
football.
could go on and on. It
We play good football.
wasn't boring for me. Because we kept winning 1-0, awkward games. We had to, we won news, but we also thrashed teams as well. No, Marina wasn't boring for me, never was. Some fans, they didn't like it. They always used to call us that because we couldn't stop winning, yeah. But I don't think Flick is the right one. But we see anyway. We still have Potter, but for me, yeah, I don't know what to give him really. Give him one for sitting next to his assistant, Dama. That's his assistant. Never get, have you ever seen him stand up? That guy, John. John,
No,
have you ever?
I think I
You,
mentioned it.
yeah,
Someone can check, but I'm
you
sure
mentioned it. Yeah.
Potter wasn't stood up for the first 5 minutes, and I just don't think it's a good look. He doesn't
No,
need
it's
to.
not a good look. He does. He
Yeah,
sits
so
there too long.
his little mate did stand up with him at one stage.
On stage, good.
I think I'm a good lip reader. I think he said, "How many sugars do you want at half time?"
Yeah, when I was near to against at the City game, I was sitting right close to them. But it wasn't just me saying that they're not right. Doesn't look right. And all the fans here,
It was,
every single one was calling them dumb and dumber.
yeah,
That's what I keep saying.
it
I
was
don't want
a
to be
wonderful,
yeah,
wonderful game of rugby today at Twickenham, England, Scotland, and
yeah,
England, who have got almost limitless resources, and who man for man probably better than every single Scottish player.
yeah.
Scotland found a way of winning, and they have done so
Oh,
for the last 3 years. So it
really?
can
Yeah,
be done. It can be
yeah.
done.
True.
It can be done.
True,
It's
John.
not impossible. No, it's not impossible. That's all I'm saying.
And no. Let's see what happens. I mean, we
You know who one of
we
the
be
commentators
yeah.
was today? Lawrence Dallaglio. I don't know if he's still a season ticket holder at Chelsea, but he's a big Chelsea fan.
Oh yeah, I remember the name, John. I remember the name.
Guy, big
Yeah.
guy, big Chelsea fan.
Yes, yeah. God.
And I'll tell you another little thing about not a small thing, but an important thing, but not everyone knows it about Dallaglio. His sister was one of the people who died on the Marchioness on the Thames. Do you remember that, Nick? Bobby? Quite a few years ago now.
Yes. I don't know what year. Yeah.
And
yeah,
she was
I remember that. Yeah.
And she was also one of the victims of that awful, awful incident.
Oh.
So many of them were trapped under the water. Her hands were cut off. And the Dallaglios tried all sorts of things to get some sort of explanation for that, but never succeeded.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
That was sad.
Very
Yeah,
sad.
John,
Very
you're very sad. Anyway, with that, any final comments?
Why were her hands cut off?
Because the argument was, and the families never accepted this, the argument was they were embedded in the wreckage of the Marchioness at the near the bottom of the Thames, and the best and most effective way of getting the bodies to the surface was to chop part of their limbs off. But the families never accepted that. They thought that they were just being more, let's say, more speedy than they needed to be.
Yeah, that's bad. Never mind. I mean, we can't do nothing. Life.
No.
Any final comments about everything tonight before we go? If you have any, Bobby.
No, I haven't got any further ones.
Yeah, we said it all, I think. Thanks for coming on, Bobby, John, and the rest of them. We'll be back during the week for the West Ham preview, of course. I think we said it all. Anything you want to say, John? Anything else before we go?
No, look, I expect Chelsea to win against West Ham. I expect Chelsea to win every single.
So do I, John. I never expect us to go, lose or draw.
Say that West Ham raise their game against us. To say that West Ham raise their game against us is an understatement.
Yeah, it's a cup final for them again, like it was for Fulham last night. It's their cup final at the Bridge. Anyway, what can we do? We will carry on. We will get there, I'm sure, with the great young players we have. We have them. We bought as well, so I'm not worried in the long run, John. But I just can't see Potter being the man. Yeah.
Read the ground development. There was a story doing the rounds on Netflix that some local residents were worried about Chelsea becoming a sort of 24-hour shopping mall and party place and all the rest of it.
Yeah, that's rubbish.
I've never seen any of that. I've never seen that in the media.
No, that's a lot of rubbish.
No, I never. Because the reason why that's important, though, Nick, is that might play into who purchases Oswald Stoll behind the West Stand.
Yeah.
So.
We'll get that. Let's hope. I just want them to start rebuilding soon. Hopefully soon, but I know they want to build the team first, of course. But it will be done. Roman Abramovich, his vision will be born. It will be done.
Do you remember that cheapskate Bates?
Yes, Ken Bates.
Before the West Stand was redeveloped, and everyone over there started sort of dislodging their seats. They look like I don't know what they look like, seats. And there was that public announcement: you will be charged with theft if you can take any of those.
I was there. I remember.
He was such a curmudgeon, that bloke. Bloody hell.
Yeah, but he had a vision. He had a vision.
No, he did. No, he did. He
had the vision. He done what he promised. He made that. He started with the East Stand, then we, build it up further. He turned the ground. He started.
He did
with Matthew Hardy.
Things. One, he rebuilt the ground. He has to take credit.
Money from the fans, and Matthew Hardy never.
By the end of his tenure. By the end of his tenure, by the end of his tenure, we were a more successful club than Tottenham. Not more successful than Arsenal, but he certainly.
No, but we will get it there. He put us on the right.
His lasting achievement. His best achievement for me was getting under the skin and taking no shit. Forgive my French.
Yes.
From that awful man at Arsenal,
Yeah.
What was his name?
Dean.
David Dean.
David Dean.
And he used to get under. David Dean's skin.
I know. I'll never forget. Yeah, I like Ken Bates in the long
run. When Abramovich took over, this was Bates at his worst. When Abramovich took over, he said, "Oh, I don't like the way they do business." He was no wallflower, was he himself? Do you remember when he got done by the FA for giving Kevin Wilson 40,000 in cash in the back of a taxi? And to sign for the club? And his defence at the FA was, no, nothing to do with the transfer. He just seemed like a nice lad to me.
Made me love Ken Bates. So yeah, John. Great memories. With that we have to go. Thanks for coming on, John, again. With that we will leave. Thanks people who have watched us. If you haven't hit this, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit that like button. It will help us, please. We'll be back during the week for the West Ham preview. Thanks a lot. Good night, good afternoon, or good morning, depends where you are. And God bless you all. Thanks. We go out.
Cheers, everyone. Good night. Have a nice Sunday.
Thanks, John.
Happy cooking to those that cook.
Yeah.
See you. Bye-bye. Cheers, Nick. Bye-bye.
Bye, John. Thanks for coming. Yes. So with that, we best wishes to everyone. And we hopefully we see you all here during the week again.